demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, wherever the mission takes us, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Regional Radio Sports Network. We're broadcasting live and in living color from Richard C. Patterson Field at Jenkins Stadium. College baseball this afternoon in the Crossroads League features the Goshen College Maple Leafs under the direction of sixth-year head coach Alec Childers. His club comes in 6-8 in the Crossroads League and 14-18 overall, taking on the homestanding Bethel College Pilots. Pilots at 2-13 in league play and 10-21 overall. Pilots 5 straight losses on the card and 13 of the last 14. Leafs winners of 4 of their last 6, including a 3-1 and 8-5 win over the Pilots back on the 5th of April. The Goshen College Maple Leafs trying to pick up only the 3rd sweep in the history of the Goshen-Bethel series. You have to go back, way back into the record books, back to in 1991. In a 4-game series, the Maple Leafs were able to upend the Pilots 6-1, 6-1, 12-0, and 6-0 in a conference series. And then you have to go back to the days where yours truly was sitting around 8 years old, where the Maple Leafs were able to pick up a 2-1, 12-1, and 16-2 win back in 1964. So that is what is on tap here today. I spent time with both of our coaches here today, but once again, the Bethel Pilots trying to right the ship here today in this 9-inning affair. As you look at the card today in college baseball in the Crossroads League, Grace is at Marion, Goshen at Bethel, Indiana University Kokomo is at Indiana Wesleyan. And looking ahead to tomorrow, Taylor at Grace double dip, Indiana Wesleyan at Goshen, Lawrence Tech is at Spring Arbor, and then moving on to the 13th, Huntington at Spring Arbor, Mount Vernon at Marion, and of course Bethel hoping to play 2 on Friday when they're on the road in Fort Wayne against St. Francis. As always, we try to spend some time with both of our coaches. They're going to be competing here today. I spent some time with Alex Childers and got some thoughts on the young coach. 82 wins, 206 losses, and 1 tie. And an outstanding job a year ago. His club 26-31-1, 11-16, good for 7th place in league play. Spent some time with him and filed this report.
We can try to do that.
College baseball here today from sun-soaked. That's right. That's exactly what I said. Sun-soaked Jenkins Stadium. Glad you can join us here for college baseball. Leafs, Pilots here today. Alex Childers joining us here on the pregame. So, Alex, first of all, great season for your guys. Let's just talk about chemistry. Let's talk about execution. Let's talk about where you guys are at right now. You're in a situation where you got a solid opportunity to make a run in postseason play. A pretty good year last year, but let's just throw all some things together and give us your thoughts on the year.
Yeah, it's kind of been a little bit of a up and down year in some ways too. We got a good mix of guys, we compete hard, I feel like, every day. And I think especially with the way the weather's been this spring, it's been kind of tough. You got to be ready to go every single day because you don't know when that game day might be with all the schedule changes and stuff like that. But it's been a pretty good year, and I'm happy with our guys right now.
I want you to talk about the maturation of the program since you took over. If you go back and look at the way, and since we're in a results-driven business, and let's make no mistake about it, that's where we're at. You have done a very, very formidable job to put this program into the position where you're at right now. What do you attribute that to?
Well, thanks. Those are kind words. It sounds kind of cliche. Sometimes we get into coach speak. But I think when we first started, it was just about competing. And in some ways believing that you belong. And I think kind of when I first took over, I don't know that we necessarily felt like we belonged on the same baseball field as teams, and kind of trying to get that mindset that, yeah, you do belong, you can compete, where, yeah, there might be some deficiencies here or there, but you can still get on the baseball field and compete. And the want to goes a long ways in this game. The mental side of things, the just digging in and overuse it, but really wanting to compete day in and day out goes a long way in success and results in a results-driven game. I mean, at the end of the day, they do. They put a win-loss record associated with your season. That's what it is, and not shying away from that, but kind of embracing it and saying, hey, if we're going to be out here, we might as well win.
All right, now let's just talk about the headache / nightmare / craziness that each coach has to deal with in this Crossroads League, dealing with the weather, dealing with the field conditions changing from A to B. I mean, this is another sport that is it's repetition based. You need reps all the time, whether it be in the field, pitching, or if you need hitting. So anytime the weather throws a wrench in your plans, it kind of messes you up. So let's just talk about being mentally tough enough to fight through that, and how difficult it is for you to, from a motivational standpoint, to guys and say, hey, come on, we got to go to play today.
Yeah, I think it's something you set within your program, like in the fall, and just having guys understand that, hey, look, we have to have the ability to adapt and adjust. We don't play a climate control sport. It's not basketball. There's times where game times move, start times move up, they move back, and just having that mindset that, hey, when they say play ball, we're ready to play. But yeah, I mean, I think more so, if you ask our guys, they're ready to go. And I think most players in the league, they're ready to go. Coaches, we probably make a bigger deal about a lot of it than other things. We try to over-communicate in terms of telling guys where they're at in terms of pitching rotation and where they're at, and just having them know that, hey, things do change. But yeah, the weather definitely throws a different element into it, and I think if you attack it from the right angle, in some ways it could be a competitive advantage, as crazy as that sounds.
Well, no question about it. In my 15 years behind the plate here at Bethel, one thing has been apparent, that the Pilots have had the upper hand against the Maple Leafs. That can change here today. From my records, you have an opportunity with a win today to sweep Bethel for the first time, certainly in my career, here as the voice of the Pilots. Give us an idea on what that would send a message to your kids that, hey, listen, we're here.
Yeah, I'd be lying to say that wouldn't be special. At the same time, you got to play the game that's in front of you, right? And we put ourselves in a position last Thursday to potentially do that. Now, again, you got to play good baseball. I mean, Bethel, you've been around here long enough. It's a storied program. Got a lot of wins over there. They've played some good baseball here, and to kind of have a chance to be one of the first teams that's done that in a long time would be kind of good. It could be special for our guys, but at the same time, one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, and see where it falls from there.
All right, let's talk about finally the approach here in this 9-inning affair. You got a guy set aside for 4. You're going to let a guy go 7, 8. What's your mindset in these 9-inning games?
Yeah, how you manage the pitching staff in 9-inning baseball can in a lot of ways set you up for success or failure. We're going to run a guy out there, let him get to his pitch count. It'll be an effectiveness thing. I wouldn't say we have it scripted out per se in terms of today. We got to win this one because with the weather, you never know. You never know what's coming next. So yeah, it's not scripted out today. We're going to give the ball to Travis Grimm and hope he gives us a good quality start and hand it over to the guys on the back end that have been okay this year.
Continued success. Awesome job, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
We'll be back with more college baseball right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's game.
Beautiful afternoon for baseball here today at Jenkins Stadium at Patterson Field. Joining us here on the pregame show is the skipper of the Bethel Pilots, Seth Zartman. Seth, first of all, a beautiful day for baseball. I think that's the first time I've said that in over a calendar year.
It sure is, Paul. We can't beat this weather today. We're so glad it's warm finally, and this is what baseball's supposed to be played in, and we're just glad we got the opportunity today to do it, and hopefully we can come out and have a great afternoon on the field.
All right, let's take a little bit of a rewind to yesterday's game against the Grace Lancers. Let's talk about some of the things you were encouraged about and some things you were still searching for some answers.
Well, I think one of the encouraging parts about yesterday, we came in and we jumped on them right away. We took a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, and our pitching comes out. We hold them intact for 4 innings. But as the game went on, it was pretty evident that we weren't making adjustments very well to what their pitcher was doing, and he made some adjustments after the first inning. Thought he did a nice job mixing his pitches and throwing us well, and I felt like as the game kept going on, we just didn't make some adjustments, and also we weren't able to get some big hits to drive some runs in. We had guys in scoring position at least 3 more innings after the first, and we just didn't get some hits. We didn't execute some things to get some guys in, and those are the disappointing things, is when you get guys in position to score and you can't do it. That raises some concern from our end right now.
As one of the most prolific hitters in the history of this program, who knows a little bit about hitting. Can you talk about specifics in regards to making adjustments? Is it a mental thing? Is it a physical thing? Is it just a concentration thing?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of everything that you've just said right there. As a hitter, the first and foremost thing that I believe, it's a mentality. You know, if you're a hitter, it's a special mentality to go in there. When you step in that box, it's you and him, you know, the pitcher. And I believe that wholeheartedly. It's a mentality, it's a confidence that you can go up there and hit a ball hard somewhere. Now, within that, you also then have to have the ability to read what the pitcher's doing to you. Is he throwing you away? Is he throwing you in? You know, those things. And those are the in-game adjustments that I believe as a hitter you have to be able to make in-game. Those things, you can't just go to practice and say, well, I'm going to make those adjustments and do it. Those are in-game things that you have to be able to recognize as a hitter and take all the things that you've done in practice, hitting away, working on the off-speed, all those things, and then recognizing what he's doing and then being able to put the ball in play off of what he's doing. And I feel like that's one of the main areas that we're not just doing a very good job right now.
All right, let's turn our concerns to the Goshen College Maple Leafs here in this 9-inning affair. Alex's kids have had a really, really good year. They're right in the middle of the hunt right now. Certainly at this stage, if everything holds firm, they're going to be playing in postseason, which is a rarity for their program. Just kind of give us an idea on some things that you've seen that really on the positive and some things that maybe on the negative that you can exploit today.
Yeah, well, I think from a positive standpoint with Goshen is, you know, their guys, they show up to play. You know, they're going to compete, and we saw that in the doubleheader that we played them here last week. You know, they're going up there and, you know, they're looking for that point where they can put a good barrel or make something happen and take advantage of what you might give them. You know, one of the things that I thought we could exploit them a little bit better, you know, as we go in today, is what we do from an attacking standpoint. If we can get them down a little bit, you know, I think that they're going to, you know, not be so excited. And, you know, I think putting that pressure on them will make them push a little bit harder. But the other thing that we have to do is I think we got to read their pitching well and try to steal some bases today and make ourselves earn some scoring positions, second or third base.
We're recording this interview about an hour before first pitch, so we're still in a situation where you're not sure on who the guy's going to be starting today. So with a little bit of apprehension, also from the student-athlete's perspective, I'm not sure if I'm going or if I'm not going. And let's talk about how mentally tough you have to be if you're the guy that gets the call and if you're the guy who doesn't get the call.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's one of those situations today with it being a Wednesday game, looking at what we're doing coming forward here, you know, it's a case where it's one of those possibilities today where we feel like we have two pitchers that we could really split the game with today and try to be successful in what we're doing. And it's just one of those things where you communicate with both of them and say, look, here are the scenarios. If it's this one, you're going to start. If it's this one, you're going to start. You both have to be ready. But then if not, the other one has to be ready then to come in after a certain number of pitches or innings to get it done. And I think if you communicate that well, guys mentally handle it fairly well. It's when you don't and you surprise them, that's where it can be a little bit of a problem. But we've communicated well, and we expect whatever role each of them come out in today that they're going to get the job done for us.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Once again, Seth Zartman here on the Seth Zartman pregame show. We'll be back with more of BC Baseball right after this on Regional Radio Sport. Once again, the wind playing all kinds of havoc down there with our mic. 62 degrees, a few clouds, west winds, 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Elkhart County, Goshen College, leading it off and getting things underway here will be number 44, Brad Stolfus, the senior first baseman. And the number 2 spot will be Ben Longacre. We're in jersey number 6 today, the sophomore center fielder. And in number 3 spot, number 7, Clinton Strobel, the junior catcher. Once again, Stolfus, Longacre, and Strobel going 1, 2, 3. The heart of the order features number 36, Ryan Hardick, a senior left fielder. Number 2, Colby Mason is in the 5 spot, a sophomore second baseman. And in number 6 spot, number 29, Cody McCoy, the senior shortstop. Hardick, Mason, and McCoy going 4, 5, and 6. The bottom of the order features number 17, Cody McGuire, the sophomore third baseman. Number 12, Brighton Schofield, the freshman designated hitter. And number 9, Chase Hunter, the freshman right fielder. There you have our starting lineups for the Goshen College Maple Leafs as we're going to head on out for our prayer and the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
We thank you today for the beautiful weather you've given us, the beautiful sunshine. for giving us a great day for baseball. And we ask you keep these players free from injury, help them to display their talents in a way that honors you. Thanks for all you're doing in our lives. We love you, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
Once again, taking a look now at the Bethel College lineups. The Pilots will have leading off and playing second base, freshman Luke Adams wearing jersey number 27. And number 2 spot, Colin Affolder, the senior center fielder. And number 11, Eric Kelver, the senior third baseman. Adams, Affolder, and Kelver going 1, 2, 3. The heart of the order features number 5, Mike Wathier, the sophomore first baseman. Number 16, Mason Love, the sophomore designated hitter. And number 9, Jesse Zapata, the senior right fielder. Wathier, Love, and Zapata, middle of the order. Bottom of the order features number 22, C.M. Laffey, the sophomore shortstop. Number 17, Kenny Koblenz, the freshman catcher. And number 24, Andrew Miranda, the freshman left fielder. Once again, the Bethel lineup: Adams, Affolder, and Kelver. Wathier, Love, and Zapata. Laffey, Koblenz, and Miranda. On the bump today for the Bethel College Pilots, it's going to be Justin Rasmussen wearing jersey number 21. Rasmussen, a product of Elgin, Illinois, went to Westminster Christian High School, a 5'11", 160-pound right-hander. He'll be on the bump today for the Pilots. We'll get his numbers momentarily. But a beautiful day for baseball, 62 degrees, sunshine. Pilots decked out in the home white trousers, the white jerseys with blue, gray, charcoal, and black along the midsection. Of course, the blue numbers. And, of course, the Pilots decked out in the home white caps with the blue bills. The Goshen College Maple Leafs come over from Elkhart County, decked out in the gray trousers and the gray jerseys with the black trim. Goshen written in purple on the front. Maple Leafs will be playing with all purple hats today here from Patterson Field. 327 down the left field line, 321 down the right field line, 365 in the power alleys left and right respectively, and 385 straightaway center, right where Colin Affolder is right about now, as we're ready to get underway here for this 9-inning affair from our broadcast location. Our umpires today will be Howard Jackson behind the plate. In the field will be Ron Nordquist. Special thanks to Andrew Bowen for his help, along with Landon Kaufman. He's going to be working the pitch count here today. Our coverage dedicated to the memory of Tyler Bieber, sportscaster extraordinaire. At the age of 29, died along with 14 others in Saskatchewan last week. As part of that Humboldt Broncos hockey team, our thoughts and prayers go out to them. Here's the first pitch getting underway here at 4:03 in the afternoon. We're underway with strike one on a foul ball off to the right side. The Maple Leafs, winners of 4 of their last 6 baseball games, have scored 17 runs in the first inning this year. They come in as a club batting .257. Stolfus, who as of yesterday, and this will be a strike, now the count at 1-2. Stolfus yesterday cemented himself in the Goshen College record books, as he became the first Maple Leafs to achieve 100 walks in his career. Now they're kind of 2-2. Once again, defensively, it's Affolter in center, Andrew Miranda, Jesse Zapata flanking him on the left and right, respectively. Here's a ground ball to Kelver. Eats him up, picks it up, throws, and a nice 5-3 play. And an outstanding play by Mike Wathier to save Eric Kelver's backside from an E5 as the great boarding house stretch comes through in a big way there. And we're talking about a guy, Stolfus, who's had a pretty solid year, batting .417 with an on-base percentage at .330. Now number 6, Ben Longacre for the Maple Leafs. Batting here from the right side. Longacre, a product of Boyertown High School, Bartow, Pennsylvania. He takes ball 1. Sophomore center fielder. Longacre, the top hitter in the club at .425. He has started all 33 games for the Maple Leafs, and he's ahead in the count at 2-0 now. This is 114th at bat, 35 runs, 48 hits, 25. Check that, 15 doubles, 3 triples, 4 dingers, which leads the club. An eye-popping slugging percentage of .717. Here is a pop-up off here towards the right, towards the second baseman. Luke Adams grabs it, and that's 2 up and 2 down for Justin Rasmussen. Justin Rasmussen on the hill for the Bethel Pilots comes into today's game with a record of 1-5. This is his 11th game of the year. He has an ERA of 5.91. 35 innings pitched coming into today for the right-hander. Giving up 42 hits, 30 runs. 23 of those runs are earned. 14 walks, 28 strikeouts, 8 doubles, a triple, 2 dingers, and teams are batting .294 against him. And the one positive for Rasmussen, nobody has stolen a base. Now the count moves to 2-0 to Clinton Strobel. Clinton Strobel, Jr., wearing jersey number 7, hails from Menchville High School in Newport News, Virginia. Now it's a strike. Now the count at 2-1. Rasmussen trying to pick up the pace. Infield third to first. It's Kelver, Laffey, Adams, and Wathier. The right-hander wheels and deals. That is a one-hopper pass, Laffey. And that was a poorly played ball. That's going to be a base hit, but that's one you just got to get in front of. And that'll be a base hit. That's one you got to give up your body on. And get in front of the hard hit ball. That'll bring up Ryan Hardig. Ryan Hardig, the cleanup man. We're in jersey 36. Is from Woodstock, Ontario. Huron Park School, 6'2", 215-pound senior. There's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. The count 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch with 2 down here. No score in the top of the first. Quick toss over to first base. A sweep tag, and he got him. What a throw by Rasmussen, and the sweep tag by Wathier. He picks him off. And in the inning, no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll come back to the Pilots' home half of the first inning in a scoreless baseball game. We'll be back with more right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Continues to advance by increasing cure rates in childhood cancer, and donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. When it comes to research and advancements, there are some things that only we can do because we have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condry. Glad that you can join us here from the ballpark. Beautiful day here in Mishawaka, Indiana. We have not said that. The calendar year, 13 pitches for Rasmussen in that first frame. And Rasmussen doing a great job on the pickoff as he was able to take care of Strobel, who was leaning the other way. And for the Bethel Pilots, going to be matched up here against Travis Grimm. Travis Grimm on the year for the Maple Leafs, a spectacular 6-1 record. This will be his 9th game of the year and his 9th start with an ERA of 4.57. 43rd and a third innings pitched, 32 hits, 26 runs, 22 earned runs, 28 walks, 30 strikeouts, 9 doubles, 1 triple. Has not given up the long ball this year, and teams are batting a paltry .205 against him. 13 wild pitches, his one drawback as he's hit 12 batters. I spent some time with Coach Alec Childers to kind of get an idea on what we're going to expect. Here's the first pitch, hit towards the second baseman, and that's an easy 4-3 put out. Once again, the defensive lineup for the Maple Leafs, it's Hardig, Longacre, and Hunter, left, center, and right, respectively. Infield first to third features Stolfus, Molson, McCoy, and McGuire, and the battery of Grimm and Strobel. And that'll bring up Colin Affolter. But looking at the pitching dynamics of Travis Grimm, a fastball, a cutter, a changeup, and the fastball is a four-seamer. And according to head coach Alec Childers, he really likes the way he's able to spot the ball. A very competitive player. And kid, he was a versatile guy with about 20 appearances, but this year his role has strictly been as a starter. And right now, the youngster from Muskegon, Michigan, finds himself behind in the count to Colin Affolter at 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Affolter. Ball hit high, right field. Up in the wind, and the ball is caught by the right fielder, freshman Chase Hunter. As Affolter is retired. Up and 2 down for Travis Grimm here in the home half of the first inning. Next up will be senior Eric Kelver. Kelver wearing jersey number 11, a product of Clay High School. Kelver hits one, a little spinner, and it's caught by the second baseman to retire the side. A spectacular first inning for Travis Grimm. 5 pitches. That'll help you out, no question about it. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. One is complete from Bethel College at Jenkins Stadium. A beautiful afternoon. Come back and join us for more baseball right after this.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
Welcome back here to Bethel College. Paul Condry along with Landon Kaufman. Glad that you could be with us here today. Both pitchers, when it was all said and done, 3 up and 3 down, kind of, if you will. Ryan Hardig, of course, who was had walked through the turnstiles and was at home plate when his teammate Clinton Strobel was picked off. And now it'll be Hardig, Mason, and McCoy. The 4, 5, and 6. Maple Leafs scored 23 runs on the season in the second frame. Oh, check that. That was the Pilots. The Maple Leafs with 20 runs scored in the second frame this season. And Ryan Hardig to get the party started. Hardig, who has played all 33 games for Coach Alec Childers, the 6-year head coach, has seen his senior left fielder bat .353. Here's the first pitch, a little high, and that'll be ball one. The center fielder, Colin Affolter, shaded about 5 paces to the left of the second base bag. Everybody else, here's a 2-hopper to Kelver at third. Picks it up and throws a laser beam across the way to Watt there, and that's a solid 5-3 put out for the first out of the frame. That'll bring up Colby Mason. Colby Mason on the year, a .250 hitter. He likewise has started all 33 games. This will be his 101st at-bat of the year. And that will be strike one to Molson. Molson, who hails from Tipton, Indiana, went to Tri-Central High School. Here's a pitch, a swing and a miss, and that's strike two. I believe I think I said his name was Mason initially, but that is my mistake. Apologies to all concerned. Colby Molson, 6 foot, 170-pounder. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball flares to the right and out of play. And we'll do it all again. On deck, Cody McCoy. Maple Leafs beat the Pilots 3-1 and 8-5. Here's a ball flares off to the right. Mike Wathier, the first baseman in foul territory, makes the catch as he had the ball in command all the way. That'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up number 29, senior Cody McCoy, the shortstop. McCoy on the year, another one of those everyday guys for Coach Alex Childers. Started all 33 games, .239 hitter. This will be his 110th at bat, and he takes ball one a little high from Justin Rasmussen. McCoy on the year, 13 runs, 26 hits. Here's a pitch, missing the mark. Now they're kind of 2-0. McCoy is 3 doubles, a triple, 6 RBIs, a .284 hitter, and an on-base percentage of .300. The Leafs have been pretty proficient when they've been on the base paths. That's a strike. 31 of 38 on the year in the stolen base department. So if you go back to that first inning in the pickoff of Clinton Strobel, that certainly may send a message. Here's the ball hit deep to left field. Left fielder Andrew Miranda is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. A solid 1-2-3 inning for Justin Rasmussen. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 10 pitches in the inning for Rasmussen, giving him 23 on the afternoon. And after an inning and a half of Crossroads League baseball, we have no scores. We move to the home half of the second inning. Live from Patterson Field, this is Bethel Baseball on Regional Radio Sports.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back live here to Bethel College. Paul Condry along with Landon Kaufman. Glad you can join us here for Crossroads League Baseball. And once again, we move here to the home half of the second. 4, 5, and 6 due up for BC. Wathier, Love, and Zepeda. Huntington, a loser yesterday, 1-0 to Indiana Wesleyan, lost its first conference game of the year. Here's a club that's 11-13 overall, but 9-1 in league play. Mike Frame can coach him up, folks, over there in Huntington County. And here's ball one here to Mike Wathier. Indiana Wesleyan, Spring Arbor, and Taylor. Taylor is absolutely dominant at home. Here's the ball hit towards the third baseman. McGuire across the diamond to Stolfus, and an easy 5-3 put out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Mason Love for Bethel. Love on the year, playing in his 27th game. This is his 26th start. A .264 hitter as he'll bat from the left side. This will be his 88th at bat of the year. He's got 3 runs scored, 23 hits, 8 doubles. He's gone yard 1 time, and he has 16 RBIs. And he takes a breaking ball. That was a dandy there from Travis Grimm on the outside corner for a strike. Love on the year, a .391 slugging percentage and an on-base percentage of .343. There's a breaking ball missing the mark wide. Now to count it 1-1. The Pilots have scored 23 runs in the second inning this season. That matches their 3rd lowest on the year. Here's the 1-1 count from the right-hander. Ball golfed out of play to the right here. And we'll come back and do it again with the count going 1-2. Pilots find themselves in the cellar of the Crossroads League due to the loss yesterday against Grace 6-2. Pilots jumped out in that contest early with a 2-0 lead in the first frame. Pitching was good, but some untimely hitting was the cause of their demise. 2-2 scenario now after that pitch missed the mark to Mason Love. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Love hits one towards the second baseman. He keeps it in front of him, and he throws him out. Nice play by Colby Malson to stick with it, and that in the scorecard will be a routine 4-3 put out. But the key thing is he got down in what we call a squared position, allowed the ball to come up and hit him in the chest, unlike Siam Laffey did in the first frame. Kept the ball in front of him and threw out the runner. 5 straight have been sent down by Travis Grimm, and Jesse Zepeda trying to break the streak here now with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Zepeda started off with a breaking ball and a dandy for Travis Grimm. If he has command of that breaking ball like that, it's going to be a long day for the Pilots. Jesse Fernando Zepeda, product of Elkhart Central High School. The Blue Blazers won a state championship. He fouls one off to the left here, and now he's in the hole, 0-2. Zepeda has started all 32 games for the Pilots. One of 4 on the year who have done so. A .330 hitter. This is his 101st at bat. Hits one out of play and behind yours truly. Zepeda with a slugging percentage of .450 and an on-base percentage of .393. He has 21 RBIs on the resume this year. Here's the 0-2 pitch with 2 down. Breaking ball high. Now to count it 1-2. NHL playoffs get started across frozen ponds in North America tonight. Good luck to all involved. Blackhawks, they got out the golf clubs. Here's the ball hit to right field, and a diving catch by the right fielder. Sensational effort by freshman Chase Hunter to rob Zepeda of extra bases. So when it's all said and done for Travis Grimm and the Maple Leafs, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And through 2 innings, Grimm has thrown only 17 pitches that inning with 12. 2 complete from Bethel, no score. Line score 0-1-0 for the Leafs, 0-0-0 for the Pilots. This is Bethel Baseball on Regional Radio Sports.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and the proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund, and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org. Welcome back here to Patterson Field. Paul Condry with you this afternoon, joined by Landon Kaufman to my immediate left, taking care of all the stats, which you can follow online. Cody McGuire, Brighton Schofield, and Chase Hunter, 7, 8, 9. As Justin Rasmussen on the second pitch, 2-hopper to Kelver and a 5-3 putout. Got to bring up Brighton Schofield. We're going to call on all those prayer warriors and for those in the listening audience. And, of course, many people close to our Bethel family know about the difficulty our good friend Beth Schaus. Of course, Matt Schaus, All-American basketball player and now the head coach at Jimtown High School. And, of course, Drew Schaus. And both those guys played here at Bethel College. Their mom, Beth, recently went under brain surgery in her temporal lobe of her right side of her brain at St. Vincent's Hospital, and just got a note back from Matt Schaus and my good friend Don Sturgeon, who filled me in all the details. It sounds like Beth is improving, but certainly not out of the woods yet, so our thoughts and prayers go out to the Schaut family, of course to Matt, Drew, and Rick, and the entire family. Really one of the great parental tandems that I've had a chance to get to know during my 20 years of doing college sports. Here's a ground ball base hit up the middle on the 0-2 pitch for Brighton Schofield. Second hit of the afternoon off of Justin Rasmussen. And with one down, we'll move to the number 9 hitter. So once again, thoughts and prayers go out to Beth Schaus down in Indianapolis at St. Vincent's Hospital. As we move now here to the number 9 hitter, Chase Hunter. Chase Hunter, a product of Ligonier, Indiana, went to Central Noble High School. He's batting from the left side, and he takes strike one. He is a Frosh. And Hunter on the air, playing in his 24th game. This will be his 11th start of the year. There's a swing and a miss, and now he's behind an account 0-2. Hunter on the year, a 182 hitter. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, an on-base percentage of .270 and a slugging percentage of .242. Here's the ball hit towards the left side. Kelver picks it up. We'll go And that will be a 5-4 force. They were not able to turn the double play. As hustling down the line is Chase Hunter, and Chase will remain at first base with a fielder's choice. As we move to the top of the order, the dangerous Brad Stolfus is now stepping through the turnstile. Stolfus, who's playing his 28th game, and he started 28. A .255 hitter, but what's important for him is the on-base percentage of .417. And he'll be batting here from the right side. Here's the ball popped up and off to the right and out of play. Stolfus, who in the first inning grounded out 5-3 to Eric Kelver. Here's your 0-1 scenario with 2 down. Colin Affolter is now, here's a ball hit down the left field line, foul. Colin Affolter was shaded probably 15 paces to the left of the second base bag. The left fielder, Andrew Miranda, was playing relatively shallow and well off the line in left. The right fielder, Jesse Zapata, is shaded significantly towards center field. Once again, that count, now the count remaining at 0-2 to Stolfus. Here is the 0-2 pitch with 2 down. Rasmussen staring a hole in his receiver, Kenny Koblenz, behind the plate. Here's the pitch, breaking ball popped up off to the left. Kelver will run out of room, and we'll come back and we'll try this one more time. Ben Longacre on deck for Goshen College. Stolfus digging in here is a .262 lifetime hitter. Coming into this week's action, here's the ball flared off to the right, and that will hit the baseball facility over here. Coming into this week's action, 58 career RBIs. And he has been outstanding, especially in the field, with a fielding percentage of .978. That's Gold Glove stuff right there. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Here's the ball hit. Foul down the left field line, and we'll come back and we'll do it again. Stolfus making Rasmussen work significantly. Stolfus, who has a on-base percentage, lifetime .388 and .357 as a slugging percentage. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one a little high. And off to the right, and now the count at 1-2. I believe that was the 6th pitch of the at-bat, and the first one for a ball. It has been a very productive at-bat for the leadoff hitter for the Maple Leafs. No score. Runner at first with 2 down. Here's the pitch inside corner. Backwards K in the scorebook, folks. That's a strikeout. And that'll end the inning. No runs. There was 1 hit. There was no errors. And 1 Maple Leaf left on base. At the end of 2.5, Rasmussen with 38 pitches so far through the first 3 innings. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for Brad Stolfus making him go the distance, that would have been a very quick inning for him. 15 pitches in the inning for Rasmussen. No score as we move to the home half of the third, live from Mishawaka's Bethel College. We'll be back with more right after this.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry, along with Landon Kaufman. Do you want to be part of a company that is committed to excellence in their products and services? ACOA, a division of Bonnell Aluminum, is a producer in aluminum extrusions and anodizing. They have job opportunities in their expanding production facilities in Elkhart and Niles, Michigan. For more information about the wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com, and the phone number is 269-697-1372. That's 269-697-1372. We move to the home half of the third inning. The Pilots will have 7, 8, and 9 due up against picture-perfect Travis Grimm here through the first 6 guys. C.M. Laffey, Kenny Koblenz, and Andrew Miranda. Now the Pilots trying to pick up their first hit of the afternoon. Here's a pitch missing the mark. C.M. Laffey, who really caught the wrath of his head coach in the first inning when he didn't attack a baseball as the shortstop, the first person to meet him when he came to the dugout and got in his kitchen, as they say. And Seth Zartman immediately told him that you get in front of the baseball. 1-1 count here to Laffey. Pitch is high, but it's called a strike. That will be the first one today that I've seen from the home plate umpire, Howard Jackson, that I disagreed with. I think he has a tad better angle than I do. But nonetheless, here's the ball popped. Foul. Ron Nordquist has been busy in the infield with his calls thus far. 1-2 now here to Laffey. The sophomore. And that one misses the mark. Now the count at 2-2. C.M. Laffey starting his 32nd game of the year, a .275 average. This is his 103rd at bat on the year. 24 runs, 28 hits. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the first strikeout of the afternoon for Travis Grimm. And keep in mind, as you recall when we talked about it earlier, when you look at the line score on the season for the Goshen pitcher Travis Grimm, he is not going to woo you with his strikeout to walk ratio. He has 31 strikeouts now, and only 28 bases on balls. You'd like to keep that into a 3 or to 4-to-1 ratio, if all possible. And that first pitch there to Kenny Koblenz. This will be my first opportunity to see Kenny Koblenz bat this year. He's been injured. This is only his 11th game of the year. Batting .80 on the year. Wearing jersey number 17. Here's the 2-0 offering here from Travis Grimm. The lanky right-hander fires, and that's right down Main Street for a strike, 2-1. Koblenz, a sophomore with the Tenorock High School. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And this pitch misses the mark, 3-1. The Lakeland, Florida product. 5'11", 195-pounder. His favorite team, the Tampa Bay Rays, and his favorite player all time, Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge. So the one catcher liking another one. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to the hole, backhanded by the shortstop. Airmails one all the way to Mishawaka High School, and that'll be a base hit. And now we'll have and fortunately for the Maple Leafs, he had some people backing up the play. That is the first hit of the afternoon off Travis Grimm. So Koblenz will think he's going to stay in there at first and run, I believe. He is not. Check that. It's going to be Seth Kermode. Seth Kermode is going to come in and run for the Bethel catcher here in the third frame. And then I go to the top of the order, and Luke Adams, the left-hander, grounded out 4-3 the first at-bat. Here's a spot strike on the outside corner against Travis Grimm. No score here in the third inning. It's Hardig, Longacre, and Hunter, left, center, and right. The infield third to first, McGuire, McCoy, Malson, and Stolfus in the battery of Grimm and Clinton Strobel. A senior-junior combination who are on the bump and behind the plate respectively. 1-1 pitch with one down. Here is Adams, is hoping to get our Bethel rally started here in this scoreless ballgame. Here's a pitch missing the mark. Now they're kind of 2-1. The Maple Leafs on the season have only given up 12 runs all year in the third inning, which is their best inning of the year from a opponent's run production standpoint. Here is a quick toss over to first base, and Kermode dives back safely. If that wasn't the A move from Travis Grimm, that had to be at least the B-plus move. That was a dandy for the right-hander. Here's the pitch. Hit off the end of the bat. Could be trouble. And that'll be a base hit. Kermode had to stop at second base. And the Pilots have runners at second and third with one out. As now they'll go to the top of the order in Adams. I think I misspoke, and that was actually Miranda with the double. Helps if I fill out my lineup card right. So Luke Adams now, the man of the hour, with an opportunity. This is what Seth Zartman talked about in the pregame show, about coming up with key hits in marquee situations. So the Pilots with a pair of hits, Koblenz and Andrew Miranda. And after Grimm had retired, the first 7 Pilots, 8 and 9, have reached safely. We'll see how Seth will play this. We have seen him go with the suicide squeeze on numerous occasions here. Luke Adams. Here's the pitch by the right-hander. And a foul ball. Now to kind of 0-1. Adams on the year. A .329 hitter. 7 walks. He's hit into 1 double play and has 10 strikeouts. Grounded it into, check that, he has hit into 1 double play, and he's been hit by a pitch. Here's the ball hit off to the right, and that could bring in a run. Ball caught in right field, and the Pilots, both runners will advance 90 feet, and it's a 1-0 Bethel lead. That'll be RBI for Luke Adams as Seth Kermode comes around to score, as Kenny Koblenz got the party started with a run. Miranda moves over to third base, and he's 90 feet away from giving the Pilots a 2-0 lead. As now there's 2 down in the inning. And now it's Colin Affolter. We got a situation now. You got a pair of 4-year guys coming back-to-back here now. Here's a breaking ball, a dandy from Travis Grimm to start off Affolter. And that'll be strike 1. 1-0 Pilots here in the home half of the third. Pilots in search of their 3rd win of the year in the Crossroads League. Leafs in search of win number 7. From the stretch, here's the right-hander's breaking ball. That one caught the outside corner. Now the count at 0-2. Affolter, a .287 hitter. and .407 slugging percentage. Affolter on the air has 16 RBIs. Here's the ball hit to left field. That could be trouble. That ball is going to be in the gap. Run will score. Affolter delivers a 2-out hit. The Pilots lead it 2-0 as Colin Affolter has a double and 1 RBI. And that'll bring up Eric Kelver. So the Pilots, who had started the ball game with the first 7 going down relatively easily, and now Travis Grimm, who's run into a little bit of rough spot here, with 3 of the last 4 Pilots he has faced have reached base. Here's a pitch to the outside corner for a strike to Kelver. Kelver, the last time out, flew out to the shortstop. 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors for BC. 0-2-0 for the Leafs. A busy day here on the campus of Bethel College. Lacrosse team playing over here on Morey Field. Here's a ground ball. Oh, a nice play by the third baseman. Airmails went over here to the first baseman. 5-3 on the putout, but an outstanding defensive play by Cody McGuire. That's going to do it in the inning for the Pilots. A productive inning, to say the least. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. At the end of 3 complete innings of play from Bethel College. 3 games on campus in progress. So you hear it right now. It will be softball, baseball, and lacrosse. Andrew Bowen and Dr. Tom Bisker are busy guys. Grimm now's pitching total is all the way up to 39. We'll be back with more Bethel baseball right after this.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, wherever the mission takes us, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here from Bethel College. Everybody all over the place today here on the Mishawaka campus with lacrosse, softball, and baseball. Special thanks to Lane and Coppin for sitting in here and helping out, keeping track of our pitch count with all the things going on around here. Once again, 62 degrees here. West winds, 15 miles an hour with gusts at 20. We've seen that a couple times. Due up for Goshen, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. Longacre, Strobel, and Hardig to go one-on-one against Justin Rasmussen. Rasmussen rears back and fires strike 1. Longacre flew out to the second baseman the first time at bat. Pilots slated to play 2 games on Friday. Oh, here's one getting away from Rasmussen, and that one hit Ben Longacre. Longacre, that's the 7th time this year he's been beaned. And with that free pass, the Maple Leafs have their 4th base runner of the afternoon. And that'll bring up Clinton Strobel. Strobel, a dangerous at bat in the lineup, a .529 slugging percentage, 24 RBIs, which is heads and tails the best RBI man on the squad. A .529 slugging percentage and a .438 on base percentage. As Justin Rasmussen will pitch from the stretch, the right-hander delivers. This one missing inside. Count 1-0. Strobel had a base hit and was picked off in the first frame. And that really kind of set the tone for the Pilots defensively thus far. Because after a base hit on a misplay by C.M. Laffey, here's a pitch inside, now the count of 2-0. Justin Rasmussen just said, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and pick off the runner. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Rasmussen looks over his shoulder at Longacre. The right-hander delivers. That ball's popped sky high. Second baseman Luke Adams has got a beat on it about 6 steps onto the outfield grass. Makes the catch to retire the dangerous Clinton Strobel. That'll be 1 out now. That'll bring up senior left-hander or left fielder Ryan Hardig. Number 36 hails from Woodstock, Ontario. 6'2", 215-pound senior. Batting from the right side. Grounded out to Kelver in the last. Here's a nice breaking ball by Rasmussen to go ahead in the count, 0-1. Our pitchers, Rasmussen with 38 and Grimm at 39, coming into the bottom of the 4th inning. Rasmussen delivers a fastball, and that misses the mark. Now to count at 1-1. Right now, the top 4 in the Crossroads League: Huntington, Indiana Wesleyan, Spring Arbor, and Taylor. Huntington 9-1, IWU 11-4, Spring Arbor 9-6. Here's a ground ball foul off to the left, and we'll come back and do it again at 1-2. Taylor at 7-5. Then in the middle of the pack is 8-7 Mount Vernon. Marion is at 6-6. The Maple Leafs at 6-8. St. Francis at 6-9, and Grace and Bethel at 3-8 and 2-13 respectively. Here's the 1-2 pitch with 1 down, runner on first. Pilots with a 2-0 lead. And they're going to say he didn't try to move. Exactly what it is. He said he got out in front of the bat and didn't even go in. He tried to do the old-fashioned Ron Hunt play. I'm just going to stand there and allow the ball to hit me. The home plate umpire says, I don't think so. 2-2 count now, as the home plate umpire immediately with the call, Howard Jackson, demonstrative on the call. 2-2 pitch, ground ball in the hole. That'll be a base hit. And now runners at first and second, as the Maple Leafs trying to make some noise here off Rasmussen in the top of the 4th frame. And that'll bring up Colby Maulson, the sophomore. Maulson, a Tipton, Indiana product, went to Tri-Central High School. One of the great transformations of football in Indiana was Tri-Central's football program, when George Gilbert took that program over a few years back. Program that was down to about 11 student athletes. George comes in, and a few years later, they're crown kings of 1A football in the Hoosier State. Here is the 1-0 pitch now. A 2 down. Here's the pitch from Rasmussen. Ground ball. Laffey dropped it. Error on the shortstop. Bases are loaded full of Maple Leafs. And with 2 down, now check, that should be 1 out. That is the exact reason, Landon Coppin, you never count on the scoreboard here at Bethel College. Never. Bases loaded. Always count on your score sheet. That'll bring up Cody McCoy. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch hit into left field, and the Maple Leafs have cut the lead in half, 2-1 on the RBI in the first pitch. As Coach Alex Childers is going to take his time, so that hit by a pitch by Longacre comes back to bite the Pilots. It's a 2-1 ball game. Hardig moves on over here to third. Maulson is now at second base. And after the base hit by McCoy, he's standing at first. That'll bring up Cody McGuire. And nobody warming up in the Bethel pen here in the top of the 4th inning. Rasmussen delivers, and that pitch caught the outside corner for a strike. McGuire grounded out to the third baseman the last time he faced him. McGuire on the year, playing in his 32nd game, a 160 hitter. Here's the 0-1 pitch with one down. Breaking ball, that missed the mark, now to count it 1-1. The Pilots would love the old-fashioned double play here. Wathier, the first baseman, in on the grass. Kelver in on the grass at third. Shortstop Laffey and Adams in double play depth. Rasmussen, the right-hander, delivers fastball high. Now to count it 2-1. Cody McGuire, the sophomore, hoping to break the game open here. He has 14 RBIs on the year and overall 15 hits. Here's a pitch hit on the nose. Base hit into center field. 1 run will score. Gets past the center fielder. 2 runs will score. And the inning that should have been over has ballooned into a 3-2 Maple Leaf lead. It's been the tail of the tape for Seth Zartman's squad all season long. An error that comes back to haunt them. Runners now at the corners now. And it's now a 3-2 Maple Leaf lead. Rasmussen looks like he could pretty hot out there at top of the hill. Now runner actually is on second and third. Runner actually took to second. Here's a breaking ball getting a little high to Brighton Schofield, the freshman designated hitter. And Kyle Boynton is sending 2 guys down to the bullpen, and Kyle will take that slow, methodical walk to the hill to talk things over with Justin Rasmussen. 3-2 Maple Leafs here in the top of the 4th. We'll be back right after this.
More vans, more colors, more models and brands. Gates, more locations in Mishawaka, more savings.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today or wherever our country needs us tomorrow.
We're back live here on Regional Radio Sports. Once again, we thank our friends at the United States Marine Corps for their longtime support of our programming on Regional Radio Sports. As the foul ball back to the screen, and now the count of 1-1. Bases full. The last time around, it was a big hit. What will they do with runners at second and third this time around? The Maple Leafs have been productive in this inning. Hit by a pitch, came around to score. Base hit came around to score. Error came around to score. Now runners at second and third here with 1 down. 3-2 Maple Leaf lead. Breaking ball, a beautiful pitch by Rasmussen there. Now the count at 1-2. Miranda, Affolter, and Zepeda, left, center, and right. Kelver, Laffey, Adams, and Wathier. And the battery of Rasmussen and Kenny Koblenz. Here's the right-hander Rasmussen. The ball hit on the nose, right at Zepeda. Zepeda makes the catch. Here's going to be a play at the plate. And that great throw, and the runner goes back. Nice play by Jesse Zepeda. And a solid move, I think, by head coach Alex Childers. To take away that would be the second out. And now that'll leave it up to Chase Hunter, the freshman right fielder, who reached on a fielder's choice in the third inning. 2 down now. And if the Pilots can get out of this inning, having only given up 3, they should feel very, very fortunate. And now Chase Hunter batting from the left side of the plate, the freshman right fielder. Here's the ball hit into left field for a base hit. The runner will come on, and it's now a 4-2 Maple Leaf lead. On the first pitch, Chase Hunter delivers a base hit and an RBI. The Maple Leafs smelling Sweep City. right now with a 4-2 lead here in the fourth inning as they push across 4 in the fourth. Now they go to the top of the order, and this will be the 9th man to bat in the inning. It'll be Brad Stolfus. Stolfus, who struck out the last time. Stolfus, who's batting from the right side, wearing jersey 44. Went to Souderton Area High School, and he's behind in the count 0-1. I'll say one thing about Brad. That beard could qualify as part of the guys on Duck Dynasty. Here's a breaking ball, and there's a stolen base for Chase Hunter. They tried to coax the Pilots into the double steal. Now runners in scoring position at second and third. And the 0-2 pitch here now here to Stolfus. Let's see if there's power in the beard. 4-2 Leafs. Here's a pitch hit on the fist. That could be trouble. Zepeda comes over into right center to make the catch to retire the side. A productive inning, to say the least, for the Goshen College Maple Leafs. 4 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error, and there were 2 Maple Leafs left on the base paths. We have played 3.5 here from Bethel College. The Maple Leafs 4, the Pilots 2. We'll be back with more right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Imagine your home equity setting you free. Imagine taking the trip of a lifetime, cooking in the kitchen of your dreams, sunny afternoons in the pool, or providing a college education. A home equity loan from Horizon Bank can make it happen. With great rates and personalized service, Horizon can help you go further than you ever imagined. Talk to your Horizon advisor or apply online at horizonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here from Richard C. Patterson Field. We started the day out at 62 degrees with a few clouds. Still, that remains the same. Winds 15 miles an hour coming from the west. Old Glory dancing around out there down the left field line. We've seen some gusts out there. They were anticipating those to go upwards to 20 miles an hour. Due up for the Pilots, who trail 4-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Wathier, Love, and Zepeda, respectively. Rasmussen now, looking back, 63 pitches through the first 4 innings. And I believe Bobeck was warming up down there, and that could play a significant role. Grimm on the first pitch blows one past Mike Wathier. And now that'll put Wathier in the count at 0-1. Wathier grounded out to the third baseman the last time out, the Crown Point native. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hopper to the third baseman, backs him up, throws across the diamond, and that'll be a base hit. Wathier with an infield single, and that'll bring up Mason Love. That was a tough play all around for Cody McGuire at third. Even though he made the play, he had to get the throw off very, very quickly to Stolfus. And now Coach Whitty talks things over with Mike Wathier, and the Pilots will have the tying run at the plate here in a 4-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. Mason Love takes ball 1. Love grounded out 4-3 the first time around. Mason Love on the year, a .264 hitter. Here's the right-hander, and that misses them. Oh, they're going to call that a strike? Oh, my. A generous call there. Now the count of 1-1. Defensively, in case you're just popping along here, Hunter, Longacre, and Hartig, right, center, and left for the Leafs. Stolfos, Molson, McCoy, and McGuire. Infield first to third. Ground ball to the hole. Base hit. Pilots, the first two runners are aboard here in the bottom of the fourth inning via the base hit. As Wathier's now at second, and that'll bring up the dangerous Jesse Zepeda. Zepeda on the year, a .450 slugging percentage and an on-base percentage of .393. Jess with 45 total bases on the year. Jesse on the year has struck out 12 times. And he has walked 8. Runners at first and second. Infield in. Zepeda takes a strike on the inside corner. Brad Stolfus, the first baseman, was anticipating bunt. And Zepeda looking at down here to Seth Zartman, the Pilot skipper in his 16th season. Gets the signals in here to Zepeda. Here's the 0-1 pitch from the stretch. Travis Grimm looks over his shoulder. He's coming home. And here is a bunt attempt. Here's a quick toss, and they get the lead runner. A great play by Stolfus. As the lead man, Wathier, is wiped out on the play. That will be 3-5 if you're scoring that at home. Or if you're Tony Miller, keeping an eye on everything. So, Jesse Zepeda, special thanks to my good friend Tony Miller, Sports Information Director at Goshen College, for his wonderful work on the Maple Leafs game notes. Here's the ball hit. Off to the right, and it will be out of play as it hits the top of the Maple Leaf dugout. What an effort by Stolfus, running full speed into the dugout. Tell me he doesn't want it. I could say that play right there is an indicative of the Alex Childers era right there. Creating a culture of doing whatever it takes to win ball games. And that was it right there. Great to see that out of a student athlete. 0-1 scenario. Here to CM Laffey. Laffey leads the NAIA in errors per ball game. 1.5. It's not a stat that you want to be proficient at. Here's the ball hit back and out of play, and now he's in the hole 0-2. Laffey struck out the last time at bat. CM, who did some acting prior to his arrival here at Bethel College. Here's the 0-2 pitch to him. The New Jersey native hits one off to the right. Right fielder's got a beat on it. Runners are going to, runner at second will make the advancement all the way to third. And now Love will be on third base. Zepeda stays home. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Kenny Kolblitz. Kolblitz, who scored the first Bethel run of the ball game. The Pilot catcher is 1 for 1 with a base hit. Runners at the corners with 2 down. 4-2 Maple Leafs here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch by Grimm. Ball hit deep to left field. Oh, he put a charge into that one. That ball is gone. A 3-run bomb for Kenny Kolblitz, and the Pilots' bats have awoken here today. A huge 2-out hit for Kenny Kolblitz, and it's a 5-4 ball game. As Love scores, Zepeda comes around to score, and for Kolblitz, who came into today's action with no RBIs and no homers, now has 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And it's a 5-4 Pilot lead. And that'll bring up Andrew Miranda. What a turn of events for the Pilots here in the home half of the 4th. And for the Pilots overall now, their 20th long ball of the year. Grimm on the year. That is the first home run he has given up this season. And for number 34, who did his prep work at Fruitport High School and who's a native of Muskegon, here's a swing and a miss for Miranda. Now they're kind of 1-2. What a turn of events here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a pitch, breaking ball, missed the outside corner. Now they're kind of 2-2. Comas with his first RBIs of the year, and Grimm giving up his first homer of the year. 2 different athletes that you were not expecting to see what we saw. Here's one hit foul towards the Bethel Hall of Famer Seth Zartman. Seth says, I don't think I'm going after that one. Seth, who threw batting practice today, he looked like the rubber band man at the end of the batting practice session. He's going to need a new arm after that. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 down now. Travis Grimm still smarting from the 3-run bomb. Here's a ball golfed down towards the Bethel bullpen. And now the count remains at 2-2. Two scenario at 2 down. Grimm, the right-hander, delivers. Ball hit deep to right field. Gave it a ride, and the ball is caught on the warning track as Miranda flies out deep to right field to finish out the frame. A productive inning for the Pilots, to say the least. 3 runs for Bethel College in the inning on 1, 2, 3 hits, including a towering 3-run bomb. 1 Pilot. There were no errors on the play and nobody left on base, and we have played 4 complete. And through 4, let's go to the line score for Bethel. 5 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Maple Leafs, 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Grimm now up to 59 pitches. He threw 20 pitches in that inning. 1 for sure he would like to have back. Once again, 5-4 Pilots here as we move to the top of the 5th. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
St. Jude continues to advance by increasing cure rates in childhood cancer. And donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. When it comes to research and advancements, there are some things that only we can do because we have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here today. We move to the visitors' half of the 5th inning. 5-4 Pilots as Justin Rasmussen is hoping for better results. Here's the ball hit in the gap to the leadoff man, Ben Longacre. And that one goes up between the fences, and he'll be at second with a stand-up double. So Longacre gets the party started here for the Leafs in the 5th inning with a double. And so the tying run at second base. That'll bring up Clinton Strobel. Strobel 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Base hit and was picked off in the first. Flew out to the second baseman. As Seth Zartman is saying, that is enough for Justin Rasmussen. We're going to have a pitching change here. I believe that's going to be the call to the bullpen, and I believe the guy expected to be coming in is going to be Brandon Beauchamp. We'll wait and get the call there, but we'll take a timeout, and we'll get you all the details. Once again, Pilots a 5-4 leader. We'll be back with more right after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Did you know that Gates Toyota has over 100 certified pre-owned at one Southside location? Just over the hill from high prices at Gates Toyota. Not just the prettiest dealership in Michiana, also the prettiest cars.
Gates knows. Now you know.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with Landon Kaufman. Glad you can join us here. Landon tells me the Bethel pitcher Justin Rasmussen's day is complete. However, the man on second base is his responsibility. He threw 64 pitches on the afternoon, ended up with 1 strikeout. He did hit 1 batter on the afternoon, did not have a walk. And here we are now in the top of the 5th with the Pilots leading 5-4. And both teams now with 7 hits, if our numbers are correct on the scoreboard. As now we bring on Brandon Beauchamp for Bethel College. Beauchamp on the year. This will be his 11th game. No record update, but he has an ERA of 5.55. He has 3 starts underneath his belt. He has 24 and a third innings pitch. And the left-hander, here's the first pitch, and that one misses the mark. Now the count at 1-0. Boy, I tell you, the Pilots had the runner pinned. And they made a quick play. 1-0 scenario. Brandon Beauchamp in relief. Beauchamp is giving up 31 hits. Here's the ball hit to left field, and that'll be a base hit. Runner will stay at third. There will be a quick throw to second, and he is out at second base. What a play by the Pilots. That will be 7-5-4 on the putout.
Way to go, Andrew!
And that is solid fundamental baseball right there by the Pilots. We haven't said that a lot. And for the second time today, Clinton Strobel has erased from the base pass for being just plain and simple aggressive. And I don't have a problem with that at all. Runners at third base, Ryan Hardig, because that had to be a perfect play for the Pilots to get him. And that'll bring a breaking ball here to Ryan Hardig. Once again, 1 down, runner at third, Pilots a 5-4 leader. Here's a swing and a miss, fouled back to the screen. Now the count at 0-2. On deck, Colby Mawson.
Nothing by it, Kenny. Nothing by it, buddy. All right, Kenny, come on.
Here's the 0-2 scenario with 1 down. Pilots a 5-4 leader. Tying run 90 feet away. Here's a pitch missing the mark. Now to count at 1-2. Hardig on the day. Grounded out 5-3 in the second. Base hit, scored a run in the productive fourth. And this is a little low. Now they're kind of 2-2.
All right, go get him, Brandon.
Colby Molson on deck for the Leafs. Two-two pitch with one down. Here is Beauchaw's pitch inside. Strike three. Call. He didn't like the call. And Hardig gives a mouthful to the home plate umpire. Howard Jackson not happy with the call, but he was nearly standing on the plate to begin with. And now that'll bring up Molson. Molson hits one foul off to the left, just past Kelver. That would have brought in a run had that one stayed foul for number 2. Molson, Tipton native, hoping to pick up an RBI situation here now. 2 down. Maple Leafs tying run at third base. Molson fouled out to the first baseman in the second. Scored on an error by C.M. Laffey in the 4th inning. And now the left-hander, Brandon Beauchaw. Pitch just missed. Now the count at 1-1. Brandon Beauchaw. Exercise science major, 4-year performer at Crossroads High School, Crosswell, Michigan.
All right, attack the zone now. Go get him.
His favorite athlete, Tim Tebow. That's a good one right there. Here's the 2-2 scenario, or 2-1 scenario, excuse me. And that pitch a little high, now to count at 3-1. First base is open.
You close, Brandon. Get your contact here. Here we go.
3-1 with two down. Infield back at normal depth. As home plate umpire Howard Jackson steps out as the grants time to Molson. Molson digs in. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that'll be a strike. Molson didn't like it. He was ready to throw the bat, and now the count is at 3-2 to Molson.
All right, Brandon, go get him.
2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Pilots lead it 5-4. Beauchamp, the 3-2 pitch. Ball hit down the left field line. That'll be a base hit. Run will score. And we are tied 5-5. Molson with a really solid at bat. Hit one off the glove of Kelver. Even had Culver made the play, he was not going to throw out the runner. And we're tied 5-5 here in the 5th. That'll bring up Cody McCoy, the senior shortstop. The Menifee, California native, went to Paloma Valley High School, the 5'8", 165-pound senior. We're in jersey number 29. Now he's behind an account 0-1. Base hit and an RBI the last time at bat. Flew out. Here's the ball hit towards the shortstop. He picks it up, the force play. 6-4 to end the frame. In the inning for the Maple Leafs, they were able to pick up one important run to tie up the ballgame. 1 run on 3 hits, and there were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. And through 5.5, we are tied 5-5. We'll be back with more of college baseball, Crossroads League style, right after this.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness.
Get some rear security.
From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here to Bethel College. Paul Condry along with Landon Kaufman. Glad you could join us for Bethel baseball. 5-5 ball game as we move to the home half of the fifth inning. Due up for Bethel. Top of the order, Adams, Affolter, and Kelver, respectively. 1, 2, and 3. I want to say hi to our good friend Don Sturgeon listening out there in eastern Indiana. And there's a strike on the first pitch to Luke Adams. Adams, who had a sacrifice back in the third inning. Here's a pitch, breaking ball. Third baseman on the second hop. Airmails one, and that'll be a error on the third baseman. He fielded cleanly, but was concerned about the speeds of Luke Adams, and that'll be an error on the Maple Leafs third baseman. And the Pilots have the leadoff man aboard here in the fifth inning. Colin Affolter, who had an RBI double back in the third, flew out to the right fielder. Affolter, who wears jersey number 7. An accounting major here at Bethel College, and he takes strike one. Product of South Adams High School. 3 years of football, 4 years of baseball. Big fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's the 0-1 pitch. There's a quick toss over to first base and an excuse me throw, if you will. In the fifth inning, the Pilots is probably their least productive inning. It is, numerically speaking. They've only scored 16 runs. Here's a nice job on the play by Clinton Strobel on that pitch that was off the mark. In case you're just hopping along, the Pilots had scored 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. The Maple Leafs have put a 4 spot on in the top of the fourth and a battle back to put one here in the fifth. Defensively, it's McGuire, McCoy, Malson, and Stolfels, the infield third to first. Here's a bunt attempt by Affolter, picked up nicely by the pitcher, and that will move the runner forward 90 feet. Perfectly executed sacrifice bunt for Colin Affolter. And on the 1-3 play, that'll be the first out of the inning. And now a runner in scoring position is Eric Kelver, who's 0 for 2 and overdue. Defensively, it's Hardig, Longacre, and Hunter, left, center, and right. And battery remains Travis Grimm and Clinton Strobel. It's pretty significant for Grimm. He averages, coming into this, 43rd and a third innings pitch through his first 8 games. So
doesn't need to be much, Eric. Just right center.
An ERA of 4.57. Here's a nice lead by Adams at second. Here's a pitch outside. Now the count of 1-0. On deck, Mike Wathier. Pilots will be back in action on Friday, a double dip at St. Francis. Maple Leafs will be headed home for a homestand with the Indiana Wesleyan University Wildcats. Here's the ball hit towards the shortstop. Throws it across the diamond. Kelver is retired easily. 6-3, and that'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Wathier.
Come on, Fiver, do your thing, buddy.
And that'll bring up Mike Wathier. Mike Wathier wearing jersey number 5 on his back. Comes from Crown Point, Indiana, out in Lake County. Business administration major. Favorite team, Cubs. Not a bad choice. Most importantly is his favorite hockey team. The team that wears the Indian head sweaters, who are now going into the playoffs tonight. Putting on my sad face now. The 6'2", 240-pounder, whose favorite player of all time is Sammy Sosa. We'll see what he can do with a runner in scoring position with 2 down in a 5-5 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Alex Childers' squad has been a battler all year, he told me. He loves the way his team battles. Here's the 0-2 pitch inside, just missed the mark. Now to count 1-0 here to Mike. Mike base hit in the 4th, grounded out to the third baseman in the 2nd inning. Grimm once again, the right-hander from the stretch. Breaking ball, dandy, strike, 1-1. Pulled the string on that one. Looked like that old changeup right there. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but our broadcast this afternoon from Bethel College dedicated to the memory of Tyler Bieber, young sportscaster of age 29, who was the play-by-play voice of the Broncos of Humboldt. Bus crash that killed 15 people last week up in Saskatchewan. Tremendous tragedy. 2-1 count here with 2 down. Runner at second with a nice lead. Grimm looks over his shoulder, steps off the mound, and we'll reset. 5 runs on 9 hits in 1 error for the Guests. 5-7-1 for the Pilots. As we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Pilots with the go-ahead run at second base. Grimm looks over his shoulder. He's coming home. Breaking ball, just missed. Now to count it 3-1. Now a great opportunity here for Mike Wathier. He could be sitting on a fat one here with the count at 3-1. Here's the 3-1 scenario with 2 down. Breaking ball inside, ball 4. A 2-out walk. Now the Pilots have runners at first and second. And that'll bring up the number 5 hitter in Seth Zartman's lineup, Mason Love. Love, a designated hitter. The sophomore from Monmouth, Illinois. Transferred in from Indiana University South Bend.
The unintentional.
And here's what we have going on now. We have a meeting at the mound as head coach Alex Childers. He does not have anybody in the bullpen warming up. He's basically said to Travis Grimm, this is your game to get out there. Seth Zartman pulled Justin Rasmussen after 64 pitches. And when it's all said and done, Rasmussen gave up 5 runs. They were not all earned. And now the Pilots will have Mason Love, the sophomore, who's 1 for 2. Base hit, scored a run in the 4th. He was the first man to touch the base paths on the 3-run bomb by Kenny Koblenz. 2 down, and let's see what the right-hander Grimm can do with runners at first and second. Breaking ball, catch the outside corner. A beautiful pitch by Grimm there. Jesse Zepeda on deck for the Pilots, hoping to bat here in this 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch with 2 down, 5-5 ball game. Travis Grimm from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, missed the mark. Now the count at 1-1. McGuire, McCoy, Molson, and Stolfels, your infield, third to first. Hardig, Longacre, and Hunter, the outfield, left, center, and right. Battery of Grimm and Strobel for Goshen College. 1-1 count, ball fouled away, off to the left. And now the count at 1-2. Pitch count now for Grimm as they're starting to rack up some pitches here in this 5th inning. 74 for Travis Grimm thus far. The 1-2 pitch with 2 down. Grimm really being methodical with his gestures as well as his time out there. Early on in the game, he was, and now stepping out is Mason Love as the cat and mouse game continues. Coach Whitty over here at first base trying to get Wathier to take a couple extra steps off the bag. Now he's got a great lead. Runner at second with a good lead is a breaking ball, and a nice job defensively by Mason Love to just get a bat on the ball. And that was going to be one of those borderline pitches. Just a really smart play by Love. Once again, 327 down the left field line, 321 right field. Straightaway center is where Ben Longacre's at. He's in the 385 mark, and here's a breaking ball way off the mark. Now the count is even at 2-2. The one thing the Pilots have not done is stranded base runners today. They've only stranded one the entire day. So they've come up with some clutch hits. Let's see what they can do here now. Breaking ball, line drive hits the shortstop right on the money, and that'll end the inning. Boy, he hit it on the nose, but it hit it right at him. So the Pilots, as soon as I say that, they strand a pair. In the inning, no runs. There were no hits. There was one Maple Leaf miscue. And based upon the line score on the scoreboard, 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error for the guests from Elkhart County. The team from St. Joseph County with 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. We move to the top of the 6th here in this 9-inning affair. We're tied 5-5 right here on Regional Radio Sports.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The sun has snuck behind a few clouds here today at Bethel College, but it's still a beautiful day at the ballpark as we move to the top of the 6th inning. The Goshen College Maple Leafs, 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Bethel 5-7-1. Brandon Boshaw, who came in relief, is now going to start out the inning. He did not start out the last inning as he came in after the leadoff double by Ben Longacre, and it's McGuire, Schofield, and Hunter due up for the Leafs. Maple Leafs are trying to pick up their first. Here's the ball hit on the nose. Zepeda makes the catch, running towards center field.
There you go, Niner.
And that'll bring up Brighton Schofield. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, according to our legendary sports information director, Tony Miller, he tells me that the last time the Goshen College Maple Leafs swept the Bethel Pilots in a season series was in 1991. 6-1, 6-1, 12-0, and 6-0. That was ironically an MCC conference game. That was before the formation of the quote-unquote new league, which is the Crossroads League. Now they count 1-0 here to Schofield. The other sweep in the series was in 1964. 2-1, 12-1, and 16-2. This was a game that was played before either of those teams became involved in what is now the Mid-Central, now Crossroads League Conference, or Conference League, excuse me. One hopper to Kelver. He throws it, and they're going to say his foot was on the bag, and that will be an out.
Good job, Mike.
And make it 5-3. Nice play by Wathier. Brighton Schofield thought he was going to be safe at first base. So 2 up and 2 down as Beauchamp off to a good start here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Chase Hunter, the freshman right fielder. He had that key RBI in that 4th inning, and he had a stolen base after that, his only hit of the day. He's reached base twice, once on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and base hit in the 4th inning. 5-5 ball game here in the top of the 6th. Brandon Beauchamp, the second Pilot pitcher in the ball game. He came on in relief last inning, and his second pitch is off the mark. Now they're kind of 2-0. Maple Leafs started today's action with a slugging percentage of .364 and a non-base at .359. Here's the ball hit on the nose. Could be trouble. The left fielder cannot make the play, and a runner will be safe at second base. A great effort by the left fielder, Andrew Miranda, but just could not come up with it, and that'll be a 2-out double. And that will move us to the top of the order. For the dangerous Brad Stolfus. Stolfus 0 for 3 on the afternoon, the senior first baseman. Will be batting here from the right side with a key RBI opportunity. 5-5 ball game here in the top of the 5th. 2 down for the Leafs. Beauchamp from the stretch. Here's the off-speed pitch. Caught the outside corner for a strike. Stolfus grounded out to the third baseman in the 1st, struck out looking in the 3rd, flew out to the right fielder Zepeda in the 4th, and here he is at bat for the 4th time, this time in the 6th inning. Here's a pitch, fastball right down Main Street. He was not happy. Now, wasn't happy with the call, but was not happy because the pitch was in his wheelhouse. That's what happened. You're going to get with Brandon Beauchamp. You're going to get that slow, deliberate, off-speed stuff, or you're going to get the heater. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball hit off to the right and out of play, as that one's headed towards the Morey Field, where the lacrosse team is getting ready to get under action this evening. Softball over there at Gardner Field in action today. 0-2 pitch with 2 down. Beauchamp delivers. Breaking ball. That ball hit deep to left field. That could be trouble. That ball is going to be gone. Stolfus, a 2-run bomb here in the 6th inning, catapults the Maple Leafs to a 7-5 advantage. Stolfus on the air with his first homer and only his 7th and 8th RBIs of the year. The big number 44 is high-fiving everybody. The only guy he didn't high-five was the home plate umpire. He's an excitable boy. And not talking about the Warren Zevon song either. 7-5, a 2-out bomb. That's our second homer of the day. So both clubs have put a dinger on the score sheet here today. 7-5 Leafs now. Now they'll go down here to Ben Longacre. Longacre has scored 2 runs on the day. Was hit by a pitch in the 4th and scored a run. Base hit, had a double, and scored a run in the 5th. Beauchamp, the left-hander, delivers, and this one misses the mark. Now they're counted 2-0. What a promising start to the inning for Beauchamp. Retired the first 2 batters on a couple, 3 pitches is all. And next thing you know, it was Katie bar the door. Here's the ball hit on the nose, right at the left fielder. Gets past him on the diving play. That'll be a base hit, and that'll be a double. As Andrew Miranda dove after it, made a great college effort, as they say, but it comes up short, and that'll bring up the hustling Clint Strobel, the junior catcher. So the Maple Leafs making some noise with 2 outs here in the 6th. Already pushed across a pair. And now as we move to the number 3 hitter in Alex Childers' lineup, he's hoping to give his team some. Seth Zartman's going to come out to the mound to talk things over with Beauchamp as we have some activity in the bullpen. As the Maple Leafs have busted it open here in the 6th inning to take a 7-5 lead. Our coverage today being presented in part by ACOA, a division of Bunnell Aluminum. They are a producer of aluminum extrusions and anodizing. And of course, they've got job opportunities going on right now with their expanding production facilities in Elkhart and Niles. For more information on the wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com, and the phone number is 269-697-1372. That's ACOA, 269-697-1372. Warming up for Bethel in the bullpen, according to Landon Kaufman, is Caleb Keener, product of Covenant Christian High School in Indianapolis, a 6', 165-pound senior, number 25. As Beauchamp's got himself in trouble here with 2 down now. That'll be ball 1.
Go, Brandon.
Here to Clinton Strobel. Strobel the last time had a base hit. It was erased on a 7-5-4 putout. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball golfed off to the right and out of play. And he'll have a 1-1 count to survey the situation. He's 2 for 3 on the afternoon. On the year for Strobel, one of the top hitters in the lineup, especially from a slugging percentage, at .529. 1-1 pitch. A breaking ball just missed the mark. Really, really close on that one. Now the count at 2-1.
That's right, Brandon. That was right there.
Here's the 2-1 offering.
Do it again.
Beauchamp from the stretch. The southpaw delivers, and that one missed the mark. There's no doubt about that one. Now the count at 3-1. Longacre, who had the double,
Come on, Brandon.
has coming into this week's action, a .349 career batting average. And if you look at the numbers for Strobel as he fouls one out here to the near side, Strobel a .289 lifetime hitter, and he's faced with a 3-2 count with 2 down. But I might point out that he has, coming into this weekend's action, 97 RBIs and a slugging percentage of .455 and an on base at .388. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Beauchamp breaking ball. That'll be ball 4. Now runners at first and second. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter as Strobel will have a And as Woody's going to come out here, Coach Woody will get some new baseballs to the home plate umpire. Now coming onto the field for the Maple Leafs will be Bobby Garcia. Bobby will run for Clinton Strobel here in the 6th inning as the catcher will. And once again, it's Ryan Hardig. As head coach Seth Zartman has seen enough of Brandon Beauchamp. And it will be, after we come back with the pitching change, Ryan Hardig, who is a lifetime 283 hitter with a lifetime 72 RBIs. We'll be facing Ryan Hardig as we have a pitching change here in the inning. Now for the Bethel College Pilots, we'll sort out all the details and we'll get you up to speed. Once again, 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error for the Maple Leafs. 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. We'll be back with all the details right after this and more. Leafs by 2 on Regional Radio Sports.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul County along with my sidekick today, Landon Kaufman, who's taking care of all the details over here. Landon tells me the Pilot pitchers now have racked up 100 pitches. Beauchamp exit the games here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Both of the runners on the base paths are his responsibility as Caleb Keener comes in to pitch for the Bethel Pilots. Keener on the year. This will be his 8th game pitched. No record to date, but he does have an ERA of 1.88. 14 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 10 hits. The right-hander has given up 4 runs. 3 of those runs are earned. He has walked 7, struck out 11, given up 2 doubles. However, he's given up 2 long balls. He's hit 4 batters. Nobody has stolen a base. He has 3 wild pitches, and that would hurt him here. And teams are batting a paltry 189 against him. So with the pitching change coming out with 2 outs in the 6th, Caleb Keener will be matched up against Ryan Hardig. Hardig 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Base hit, scored a run on the 4th, but struck out looking the last time around. Now he'll be matched up against the right-hander, and he takes ball 1. On deck, Colby Mawson for the Leafs. And some activity in the Maple Leaf bullpen. Some people are getting warmed up down there. Here's a pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Now to count it 1-1. 2 down now in a 1-1 scenario. Warming up for the Maple Leafs is Colton Daniel. Cuyahoga High School, Cuyahoga, Texas. Ground ball, and that scatters everybody in the Maple Leaf bullpen. And if they're not dancing with the stars, they're dancing now. 1-2. Count now with 2 down. Maple Leafs 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. Bethel 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Caleb Keener, the 3rd Bethel pitcher. This ball hit on the nose. The left fielder is there to make the catch to close out the frame. Keener shuts the door, but it was a productive inning for the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs, all with 2 outs, score 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a pair left on base. 7-5 Goshen as they're in search of the first sweep since 1991. We'll be back with more. As a matter of fact, putting that in perspective, Regional Radio Sports is 26 years old. We started in 1992. Do the math. We'll be back after this on Regional Radio Sports.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. And it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. It was 100+ degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another 1.5 miles, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. My name is Paul County. Glad that you can join us here today from Richard C. Patterson Field on the campus of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana. Goshen leads Bethel 7-5. Jesse Zapata on the first pitch. Hits one high into center field. Makes the catch out there was Ben Longacre. And Zapata is retired on one pitch. And that'll bring up Siam Laffey. 7-5 ball game. 7-5 ball game here in the 6th inning. You can hear all the details over there and from the softball field as they're making the announcements for their game. Here's a breaking ball getting away from Travis Grimm. As we alluded to, warming up in the pen is Colton Daniel, a 6', 165-pounder. The pitch count for Travis Grimm right now, taking a look at him, I'm thinking that's about 80 if I'm not mistaken. 79, that's a close guess. Landing quickly on the call there. Now make it 2-0 count to Laffey. Laffey 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Does have a misplay at shortstop and one error on the resume, but he's moved the count here to 3-0. Pilots hoping to make a rally here in the waning moments of this one. The Maple Leafs on the year have given up 24 runs in the 6th inning, which is their third highest. And the Pilots, conversely, have scored 28 in the 6th inning over the course, which is tied for their second best. And that'll be ball 4. So Siam Laffey with a base on balls. That's a good start for the Pilots to get a base runner on. And that'll bring up the dangerous Kenny Koblentz. Last time Kenny stepped through the turnstiles, he hit a 3-run bomb. He's 2 for 2 today with 3 RBIs, including his first home run of his college career here. Let's see what the right-hander can do now. 7-5 Maple Leafs. Grimm, breaking ball, strike 1. The last time he faced Koblentz, he tried to squeeze in a fastball, and that one was deposited over the Crossroads League sign in left field. Right around the 365 mark or so. Here's Grimm's pitch. Ground ball. Shortstop picks it up. He'll try to turn 2. 5, 4, 3, double play. And just like that, Grimm has the better of it this time around, and a ending inning double play sends the Pilot down quiet as a mouse. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through 6 From Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana, Maple Leafs 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. The home team 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Time to get out and stretch them out right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Centeer Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centeer's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centeer Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centeer.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here from Bethel College, Mishawaka, Indiana. The sun is hiding behind the clouds now, and we'll move forward with baseball nonetheless from our vantage point as we move here to the top of the 7th. Due up for the Leafs, 5, 6, and 7 respectively. Molson, McCoy, and McGuire. No changes defensively for the Pilots. Kelver, Laffey, Adams, and Wathier infield third to first. Defensively, right, center, and left is Zapata, Affolter, and Miranda. The battery is Caleb Keener and Kenny Koblenz. As Caleb Keener, the third Bethel pitcher of the afternoon for the Bethel Hall of Fame coach Seth Zartman. As we get underway here, Molson, foul fly to the first baseman in the second, reached on an error and scored a run in the fourth. Here's the ball hit down the left field line, foul towards the Maple Leaf bullpen. And also a base hit and an RBI in the fifth for Molson. Here's Keener. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Laffey picks it up, throws, error on the catcher, or on the shortstop. E6 on the play. Laffey's second error of the afternoon. And as we alluded to earlier in the ballgame, already leading the NAIA with an error and a half per ballgame. Now that is the second of the afternoon. Then the leadoff man aboard. Cody McCoy, base hit and RBI in the fourth. Sandwich that one around a fly out and reaching on a fielder's choice. Molson, the man at first base, is yet to be retired when trying to steal. He's 2 for 2. Ball hit off to the left, and that will be out of play. Now the counter is at 0-1. The Pilots, who have lost 5 straight games and losers of 13 of their last 14. The Maple Leafs, winners of 4 of their last 6. And right now with a 2-run lead here in the 7th, here's a quick toss over here to first base by Keener, runner back easily. Wind has shifted and is now moving from the north. And here is the 0-1 scenario developing for Caleb Keener. He looks over his shoulder again. Keener staring a hole in his catcher, Kenny Koblenz. Here's one hit, foul back to the screen. As Cody McCoy was really just trying to protect the runner who had gotten a jump. Temperature when we got here was at 62 degrees. Here's a quick toss over to first. And it has dropped to about 60 now officially. And expecting some showers, but a little bit later on. Here's the ball foul back and out of play. McCoy making Caleb Keener work it. That's what you got to do. Here's the 0-2 development for Cody McCoy. Here's a quick toss once again. They are really concerned over here at first base. Mike Wathier getting a workout. Got that big first baseman's glove on that left hand. They've already got one pickoff today. Keener's coming home. Ball hit, foul, down towards the bullpen. And once again, it remains foul. Well, I tell you what, it's been a really good at-bat thus far for Cody McCoy. He has made Caleb Keener throw his best stuff. Throws 4 pitches, and he's got 4 foul balls. Keener, the right-hander, once again so concerned about Molson at first. Breaking ball off the mark. Now to count at 1-2. Affolter, Miranda, and Zepeda, your outfield, center, left, and right. All medium depth. Here's a quick toss. And nice job there by number 5 over there. Mike Wathier. That one nearly got away from him. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball popped up off to the right. Wathier thinks he's got a beat on it, and he is going to run out of room as it hits the top of the dugout. Once again, Cody McCoy putting together one of those at-bats that legends are made of. That's 6 pitches, and it's still a 1-2 count.
Let's go, Caleb.
Caleb Keener trying to keep it close. His club a 7-5 trailer. Here is the pitch. Breaking ball hit towards the second baseman. Picks it up. Throws him out. But nonetheless, despite the Adams to Wathier put out, it was a tremendous at bat by Cody McCoy. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Runner moves over to second. And that'll bring up Cody McGuire. McGuire comes into today's action with a 160 batting average with 14 ribbies. He's got a man in scoring position, does number 17. He had an RBI in the 4th, so that would give him 18 RBIs. Or check that. Make sure I got that right. 15 RBIs now for McGuire. 1-0 pitch. Keener with a runner at second, looking over there. He's coming home. Ball fouled away. Now the count of 1-1. McGuire 1 for 3 on the afternoon. McGuire a 198 career batting average starting this week's action. And now with 23 career RBIs, he fouls one off back to the left here to the screen. Now the count at 1-2.
Make a fish, Caleb.
Bethel assistant coach Chris Woody Woodruff has been busy back and forth with the baseballs. 1-2 count with 1 down. Pilots a 7-5 trailer here, top of the 7th. The Maple Leafs have scored in their last 3 innings, with the exception of this one, but still 1 out with a runner in scoring position. Ground ball. Kelver picks it up and throws it over. 5-3 on the putout.
Way to go, 11.
Runner stays at second base.
Change your name to Dyson.
And that'll bring up Brighton Schofield. I love the fans' reaction below. change their name to Dyson. I like it. That'll bring up Brighton Schofield. Schofield 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Base hit in the third. Retired the last 2 times with a fly out and a ground out. And the freshman designated hitter from Muskegon, Michigan. Did his prep work at North Muskegon High School, a 6'2", 185-pounder. And he dribbles one foul to the left, not a count. At 1-1 to the 6'2", 185-pounder. Batting here from the right side. 1-1 count with 2 down. Leafs a 7-5 lead. Runner in scoring position at second. Nice play defensively by Kenny Koblenz to keep that ball in front of him. Now they're kind of 2-1. Crossroads League action today. We were slated to have Grace at Marion. IU Kokomo is at Iwu. And, of course, our game here, Goshen at Bethel. 2-1 now to Schofield. As Keener's racked up some pitches in this inning. 20 already. With only the 4th batter standing here on the right side. Here's the 2-1 pitch with 2 down. Here's a ground ball, once again, dribbled foul. And now the count at 2-2. Keener battling out there. He's got Chase Hunter up next. Hunter's had a great day at the office. Reached on a fielder's choice, base hit and a double and a run scored, and he has a RBI. They want to shut the door here right now with 2 down. Here's a pitch outside, getting away. Runner will move forward, and that'll be a wild pitch. Now so an error. A ground ball hitting to the right side. And now the Maple Leafs' 8th run is 90 feet away with 2 down. The count is at 3-2 to Brighton Schofield. Here's the 3-2 pitch, ball foul back and out of play. And a good cut of a Caleb Keener fastball that time. The sun has gone behind the clouds. Here's the pitch, popped up. Keener, Koblenz, and Keener comes over here and makes the catch in foul territory. Nice play by the Bethel pitcher as Koblenz lost track of it. And the foul fly caught near here, the backstop. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So the Pilots dodge a little bit of a bullet. No runs. There were no hits. There was 1 error and 1 Maple Leaf left on base. Maple Leafs have stranded 7. Keener with 24 pitches thus far in the ballgame. We have played 6.5. Let's take it in for that 7th inning stretch. As Landon Copeland is going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ballgame." We'll do that right after this. Not on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back here to Bethel College. Glad you can join us here today. Paul Condry along with Landon Kaufman. And to take care of all the details here today. Thus far, the Pilots have stranded 3. Pilots 5 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. The Maple Leafs with 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. The Leafs have stranded 7. 24 pitches now for Caleb Keener. And the Pilots will start the inning off with a leadoff hit. That ball was hit, toasted by Andrew Miranda on the very first pitch, one of the hardest hit balls of the day. And Andrew now 2 for 3, had a double and scored a run in the 3rd inning. And now he leads it off here in the 7th. So the tying run at the plate here as we move to the top of the order for Bethel. It's Luke Adams, the freshman second baseman. Adams, a product of Crown Point High School. And now warming up in the bullpen for Bethel College will be Sean Luzon. There's a swing and a miss. The question is, will we see Luzon or not? That will be the question. The way Seth has gone into this 9-inning affair with a day off tomorrow. Here is the quick toss over here. Grimm, his pitching totals are starting to climb. 85 coming into the inning, and now at 87. 0-1 pitch here to Luke Adams coming our way now. Grimm looks over his left shoulder. The right-hander delivers, and the ball gets back to the screen here. And I thought that ball was a foul ball, and it was. Now the count of 1-1. The high pitch, Luke Adams went after it, mistimed the bunt attempt, ended up deflecting the ball back to the backstop. And that's where we'll be right now. 1-1 count. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. Pilots a 7-5 trailer. Freshman Luke Adams. As they make a quick toss over here to first. Adams on the air with 15 RBIs. No homers. 0-2 pitch. Grimm delivers. Ball hit in the gap to right field. The right fielder is there to make the catch to retire Adams. Runner will stay put. And that'll bring up Colin Affolter. Affolter with a double and an RBI in the 3rd. Had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th. Flew out to the right fielder, so he's officially 1 for 2 on the afternoon as he's batting here in the 7th. He represents the tying run right now. Travis Grimm, breaking ball, missed it high. One thing that's been apparent to Colin Affolter, he's not gone deep into the count in any of the at-bats thus far. Matter of fact, he has gone 3 pitches is the maximum. Here's the 1-0 pitch here with 1 down. Runner at first. Affolter with a good eye here sees the count balloon to 2-0.
Good eye, Colin.
Colin, the senior right fielder. Center fielder, my apologies. Thinking about that outfield with right, Zapata is senior, Affolter is senior, Miranda freshman. 3 seniors in the everyday lineup for the Pilots. Affolter, Zapata, and Kelver. The everyday grouping. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Here to the center fielder. Ball hit, foul. Seth Zartman sees that one squirt by. And now this will be for Colin Affolter. This is the deepest in the count he has gone today. He has not seen 4 pitches against Grimm yet. 2-1, 1 down, 2-run Maple Leaf lead. Grimm looks over his shoulders coming home. This one rocketed foul into the bullpen. Now the count at 2-2 to Affolter. Affolter, a product of South Adams High School, Bern, Indiana, 5'11", 185-pounder. I think that's the same high school that the legendary Natalie Young went to. Bethel Hall of Fame basketball player, now assistant coach at Taylor for Jody Martinez. 2-2 the count now with one down. Grimm from the stretch. And Affolter with a good eye there. Sees the count go to 3-2. Good opportunity here for Colin Affolter. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And now the catcher tells the pitcher to step off the mound, and they regroup. We'll come back and we'll do it all again now. Here's your 3-2. Breaking ball, scorched foul. Once again, down towards the dugout.
Way to fight that off, kid. Keep hanging.
And once again, Affolter showing some patience in this at-bat. I want to congratulate longtime friend Brian Pierce, who's just been named the head basketball coach at Ancilla College. Now the athletic director in. Here's a ball hit in the hole. That'll be a base hit, and that is a great at-bat for Colin Affolter. Just a tremendous at-bat for Affolter.
Great at bat.
A 7-pitch at-bat, and that is good stuff right there. Make no mistake about it. And now that'll bring up Eric Kelver with runners at first and second. I believe we're going to have a pitching change, and we will. So Grimm, who gave his club an opportunity to win the ball game, is going to head to the showers, a.k.a. the dugout here, finishing the game with 97 pitches. We'll be back to tell you about the new Maple Leaf pitcher right after this. 7-5 Leafs here, bottom of the 7th, but the Pilots threatening on Regional Radio Sports.
Nothing but top-selling models at Gates of Granger, Michiana's newest, hottest pre-owned sales lot. If you can't tell the difference, why pay the difference? Only you and I know it's used, and I won't tell.
Gates knows. Now you know.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
Centir Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centir's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centir Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit centir.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry live here from Bethel College along with side Landon Kaufman. Cleveland, Detroit getting underway now. The mistake by the Lake. Bottom of the first, no score. The Birds will be in action tonight at home at Camden Yards taking on Toronto. Cubbies will be at home tonight, 8:05 start, against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Other games going on right now. Arizona leads San Francisco 7-3, top of the 8th. Coming up later, Cincinnati at Philadelphia, and the Metropolitans taking on the Marlins. Yankees in Boston, always a fun time had by all. Los Angeles is at Texas. Oakland is taking on the Dodgers. And these scores that are in right now as we speak. Atlanta beat Washington 5-3 in 12. Houston lost to Minnesota 9-8. Milwaukee beats St. Louis 3-2. White Sox beat Tampa Bay 2-1. Seattle beat Kansas City 4-2, and Colorado upended San Diego 6-4. Major League Baseball. And here we are now. Colton Daniel, the pitcher. Eric Kelver takes a good shot at him. Daniel, 2-0 on the season. This will be his 14th game. ERA of 3.72. He's got one save. 19 and a third innings pitched, 17 hits, 13 runs. 8 of those runs are earned, 16 walks, 17 strikeouts, giving up 5 doubles, no homers. Teams are batting .233 against Colton Daniel. Colton Daniel, product of Cuyahoga High School in Cuyahoga, Texas. Now they count 0-2 to Kelver. What a great opportunity for the Pilots here now, with runners at first and second with one down. Senior Eric Kelver, 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Here's the pitch. That ball gets away from the catcher. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. And here's a runner going into, runner will come around to score on an error on the catcher. That will be a wild pitch. And an error on the catcher to score the run as the runner moves up. As Affolter now is at second base. Affolter got a little bit of a slow jump on the ball. And now it's a 7-6 ball game. Here's a pitch, and that hit Eric Kelver. And Kelver not happy about that at all, as he got beamed after being down in the count. And now the base on balls. Now the Pilots with runners at first and second. And a big inning potentially brewing here as Mike Wathier is coming through the turnstiles. Got to go back to that 7-pitch at bat. There was a brawl between the Rockies and the Padres today. God, you love Major League Baseball. They so much want to be like hockey players. Good luck with that. 7-6 our score here as the Pilots have pushed across one in the 7th. Once again, the Pilots got the inning started with a base hit by Miranda. Moved to second on a base hit by Colin Affolter after Luke Adams flew out. Then it was a wild pitch advancing the runner, and then on that same wild pitch, an error scored the run. Now the Pilots with runners at first and second, and Colton Daniel, who's looks pretty wild out there, and Daniel now with 5 wild pitches, which is now leading the club, and that's certainly not a category that you want to lead your club in. The Maple Leafs with 28 wild pitches as a grouping. And now here with runners at first and second, one down. Here's Mike Wathier with a good eye. Now the count at 2-0. What a golden opportunity here for the Pilots as they trail by 1 here in the home half of the 7th inning. Wind has died down significantly. Kelver at first. Affolter at second. Certainly not fleet of foot, still a little bit injured. Here's the ball hit, line drive, and that gets away. And the runner will go. Affolter slips as he's coming around the bag, and he comes up lame. Affolter, who's that right foot he's had all kinds of difficulty. It appeared that the Pilots were going to advance a runner home, but Affolter slipped as he was coming around the bag. Kelver will move forward to second base, and now Affolter trying to shake it off. He has had all kinds of difficulty, and he took that bag when he was taking the wide turn, and he's getting some counsel out there from head coach Seth Zartman. And now the Pilots with 2 runners in scoring position, as that'll be an error to move the runner along. E4 on the play.
Come on, Mason. Make it easy for him.
And now Wathier gives way to Mason Love. Here's a pitch. And that strike one. Love 1 for 3 on the afternoon, scored on that towering home run by Kenny Koblenz. Boy, here's that 2-out base hit situation that Seth talked about in the pregame show, about this team's inability to come through with 2 outs. We'll see what they can do here. Here's the pitch, missing the mark. Now the count at 2-1. Mason Love. Love on the year, a .264 hitter with 1 homer and 16 RBIs starting today's action here in this game. Colton Daniel delivers. Pitch outside. Now the count at 2-1. 7 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors for the Leafs. 6, 9, and 2 for the Pilots in those same dynamics. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball hit on the nose. That'll be a base hit. Pilots have tied it up. Here's the go-ahead run coming to the plate. And the Pilots lead it 8-7 on a base hit by Mason Love and 2 RBIs. It's now an 8-7 Bethel lead here in the 7th inning. What a clutch base hit for Mason Love as you've ever seen. And that'll bring up Jesse Zepeda. Zepeda batting here from the right side with 2 down. Travis Grimm, who, when he left the inning, was the pitcher of record with a win under his belt. But the relief has not been kind. Colton Daniels come in and has struggled. Here's the 0-1 pitch with 2 down. The right-hander delivers. Breaking ball. Missing the mark. 1-1 to Z. Z on the day. Reached in a fielder's choice in the 4th and scored a run on that home run. And also with 2 flyouts to the right field. Now the count at 2-1. Two-1 pitch with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Off to the right. In foul territory. And the ball is caught over there by Brad Folstus to end the inning. A productive inning for the Pilots as the Bats wake up and they score 3 runs with some help from their friends from Elkhart County. 3 runs in the inning. There were 2 errors in the inning, and the Pilots with 1, 2, 3 hits, and with 1 man left on base. We have played 7 complete innings from Bethel College. Bethel 8 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. Maple Leaf 7 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. We'll be back with more after this.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Welcome back here to Bethel College. Glad you can join us here on Regional Radio Sports. And our pitchers of record right now, Colton Daniel and Caleb Keener. As Rasmussen and Boshaw have been sent to the showers. Travis Grimm has been sent to the showers for the Leafs. Once again, 8-7 Bethel as we move to the visitors' half of the 8th inning. And due up for the Maple Leafs, they'll go 9-1-2, respectively. Chase Hunter, Brad Stolfus, and Ben Longacre. 9-1-2. Hunter has not been kept off the base paths the entire ballgame. He'll bat here from the left side against Caleb Keener. Some activity in both bullpens now. We'll try to keep you abreast of what's going on as things develop. A pair down for the Leafs and a pair down for the Pilots. Here's the ball hit deep to right field. He gave that a ride. Well back to the wall, and Zepeda crashes into the wall. Ball bounces off the wall. Runner's going to be safely into third base with a triple. Chase Hunter, the freshman right fielder, has done it all. He is one homer away from going for the cycle. What an effort by Jesse Zepeda up against the fence. And the leadoff man with a triple, and just like that, the Maple Leafs got something brewing. Here with nobody out in the 8th inning. Off Caleb Keener. Colby Malson and Cam Nickel warming up for the Leafs. And Seth Zartman says, I don't think so, as he's going to make a change in his lineup. And we'll do that. We'll tell you all about that when we come back out of the timeout. 8-7, but the Leafs are threatening.
I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. And it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. It was 100+ degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another mile and a half, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here. I'm Paul Condry along with Landon Coppin taking care of the stats here today with the leadoff triple. That's going to close the book on Keener. As now the Pilots will bring on Sean Luzon. Luzon on the year. This will be his 10th game. He has 2 starts on his resume. He is 0-3 with an ERA of 7.78. Sean, 19 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 37 hits, 27 runs, 17 earned runs, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts, 8 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 109 total bases. Teams are batting an eye-popping .389 against him. He has 2 wild pitches. He's hit a couple batters. He's got 1 balk. And teams have stolen a couple bases off of him. They score 8-7 Bethel College here. Pilots with 8 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. Leafs 7 runs on 13 hits and 3 miscues for the team from Elkhart County. And now they go to the top of the order and the dangerous Brad Stolfus. As Luzon delivers the right-hander with strike 1. Nice time at bat for Stolfus. He launched his first home run of the year over the left field fence. Here's a pitch a little high. Now the count of 1-1. After being retired easily, the first 3 that towering home run on an 0-2 pitch. Now here's the 1-1 pitch. Sean Luzon, the right-hander, delivers. A little high. Now the count at 2-1. Sean Luzon, a business administration, focus on marketing major here at BC. Went to Villa Park High School. And there's a strike. Now the count at 2-2. Luzon from Orange, California. 2-2 pitch now as Stolfus, the emotional leader of the baseball team. Here's a pitch getting away. And now the count at 3-2.
Mishawaka watching Chase play baseball at Bethel. Where are you at?
3-2 pitch as Luzon comes in to talk here to Kenny Koblenz. Here's the stare down as it continues on here as Koblenz waits for it. Now here is the 3-2 offering. Here's the pitch.
Oh, I don't know. I got over about
the ball grounded foul down towards the bullpen. This is the 6th pitch of the at-bat for Stolfus. Ben Longacre on deck. That's another guy the Pilots have had a hard time keeping off the base paths. He's been on the base paths 3 of the first 4 opportunities. Here's the 3-2 opportunity. Luzon from the stretch, runner at third. The tying run. Here's a swing and a miss. And that'll be strike 3.
Way to go, California kid.
And that'll bring up Ben Longacre. That's a huge strikeout with a runner on third with nobody out. Ben Longacre with 2 doubles on the afternoon. Hit by a pitch. He scored a pair of runs. The sophomore center fielder. The Bartow, Pennsylvania native takes 0-1 on the strike. On deck, Clinton Strobel. Another guy that's Pilots have had a hard time keeping off the base paths. He's been on base 3 times. 0-1 pitch. Here's a pitch. Hit to right field.
Got it, Jess. Come on, baby.
Zapata back. They're going to send the runner. Here's a throw to the plate, and he will be safe. A great throw by Zapata, but that'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And we are tied 8-8 here in the 8th. As that triple comes back to haunt Keener. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. A heck of a throw by Zapata, but a little bit too much air on it in the slide by Hunter was a dandy. A little sweep slide, and now here's the first pitch. Here to Clinton Strobel for a ball. Strobel, base hit, was picked off in the first inning. Ground flew out to the second baseman in the 4th. Had a base hit and was retired on the base pass. 7-5-4 as you tried to stretch a single into a double. And then he walked in the 6th. Now he's looking at a 2-2 pitch. Here's Luzon's delivery. And now the count at 3-0.
Come back now, Sean.
On deck, Ryan Hardig, the senior left fielder. Strobel batting in the number 3 spot, sitting on a fat 3-0 pitch. Luzon delivers right down Main Street. That'll be strike 1. 3-1.
Way to find it, Sean.
Pilots need to shut the door here right now and hope those bats can continue to remain hot here in the bottom of the 8th. 8-8 ball game here in the 8th. Here's a swing and a miss. Big cut there for the big fella. And now the count at 3-2. So Luzon has battled back after falling behind 3-0 to get it at a full count at 3-2. Wind is starting to pick up and move from left to right across the diamond now. Here's the ball hit on the nose. The left fielder will not be able to make a catch, and that'll be a 2-out base hit as the Maple Leafs now with their 14th hit of the afternoon of Bethel pitching. And that'll bring up Ryan Hardig. Hardig on the day. 1 for 4. Base hit, scored a run in the 4th. Had a strikeout in the 5th and had a ground out and a fly out on the afternoon. With 1 run across here in the 8th, Sean Luzon needs to shut the door here. The right-hander throws one right down Main Street for a strike. He got ahead of the batter right there at 0-1. 24 hits and 16 runs for both clubs here. And 5 errors to boot. Here's a breaking ball. Now the count 0-2. May have caught a piece of that. Due up, Colby Malson. He was warming up in the bullpen along with Cam Nickel. And those guys have now come into the bench area. As Sean Luzon, the 4th Bethel pitcher, looks at 0-2. Here's a pitch, missing the mark. Now the count at 1-2. Hardig, who started this week's action, a .283 lifetime batting average. Here's a...
There you go, baby.
And that'll be a strike 3 call. Backwards K in the scorebook. And that'll end the inning. So the Maple Leafs were able to score 1 run on a pair of hits. That leadoff triple comes back to roost. There were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. The Maple Leafs now, through the first 8 innings, have stranded 8. And once again, our score, 8 runs on 14 hits in 3 years for the team from Elkhart County, the St. Joseph County team with 8 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. We move to the bottom of the 8th. The Bethel Pilots will have up C.M. Laffey, Kenny Koblenz, and Andrew Miranda as the Pilots will try to rally here in the 8th in an 8-8 ball game. We'll be back right after this.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Back live here to Bethel College. The sun has decided to no longer grace us with his presence. And now here we are, moving to the bottom of the 8th in a tie ball game. Still rather pleasant here today at Jenkins Stadium. Due up for the Pilots will be C.M. Laffey, Kenny Koblenz, and Andrew Miranda. The Pilots softball team lost their first ball game over on Gardner Field, 10-4 to St. Francis. And, of course, now they're tied 3-3 late in that ball game. So Coach Scott Reese's club trying to get the upper hand on Coach Ryan Bowen's squad over there. Ryan, a product of Hobart High School. Great football player in his day. He's now the head coach at St. Francis. And once again, Laffey, Koblenz, and Miranda. We matched up against Cam Nickel. Cam Nickel now pitching for the Maple Leafs. Get you the numbers as the second pitch misses the mark. Now they're kind of 1-on-1 to CM. Nickel on the year with an ERA of 8.74. He is 0 for 1. This will be his 5th game. And the 11th throws one right down the middle for a strike. Now the count at 1-0. 2. Nickel, 11 and a third innings pitch, giving up 17 hits, 12 runs, 11 of those runs are earned. Here's a pitch missing the mark. Now the count at 2-2. That pitch misses the mark. 12 strikeouts, 4 doubles. He has 5 walks, given up 11 earned runs, and he's given up 1 homer, 2 wild pitches. He's hit 3 batters, and he has 1 balk and 1 stolen base. And now the count at 3-2 to Laffey. Pilots just need base runners to try to get something going. That's where they're at right now. The leadoff man, Eric Kelver. Here's the ball hit on the nose, and that'll be a leadoff base hit for Laffey. And that'll be a nice base hit for Laffey. He's reached base the last 2 times, a walk in the 6th. Now a base hit here to lead off the 8th. And now that will bring up Kenny Koblenz. Now they're going to make a change in the lineup. Now it will be Seth Kermode. Seth Kermode is going to be batting here in the 8th inning for Kenny Koblenz. And with the game tied 8-8, Koblenz, who was 2 for 3, including his first career home run, has been put on the shelf. I don't know if that means it's just a rotational thing. As Kelver's warming up in the bullpen. And now the Pilots will see if they can solve Cam Nickel. Here's a perfectly placed bunt. And the ball is bobbled by the third baseman, and there it is. If that was the main reason, that was a dandy of a reason. As Seth Kermode, a picture-perfect bunt, and that'll be a base hit. That is not an error whatsoever. And now the Pilots with runners at first and second, nobody down in the 8th inning. And that'll be the 12th Bethel hit of the afternoon. And Kermode will remain at first base. That'll bring up Andrew Miranda. Miranda batting from the left side. Is 2 for 3 today. A double scored a run. Base hit scored a run. And it was sandwiched in between there. It was a fly out to the right fielder. 8-8 ball game. Pilots threatening here in the bottom of the 8th. Off of Cam Nickel. Travis Grimm, who was just moseying right along. Here's a bunt attempt, perfectly placed, and the Pilots will move 2 across. Perfectly placed bunt by Andrew Miranda. It was fielded by the first baseman, so that will be 3-4 on the putout on the sac bunt. But the Pilots now in great position with 1 down. And we'll see if the head coach Alex Childers tries to walk Luke Adams. Here's a breaking ball for a strike. Infield in. As Adams had a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th, and it has a fly out and a ground out on the resume. Here's a swing and a miss. 0-2. This is a big opportunity for Luke Adams, the freshman. The Crown Point native, hoping he can dog one out here now as the infield is in on the grass. All the way around. Here's the pitch, and that's inside. Now the count at 1-2. And Colin Effelder waiting on deck for the Pilots, hoping for an opportunity here. With 1 down. Runners at second and third. Cam Nickel from the stretch. Here's the right-hander's pitch. Ball hit foul and off towards the bullpen it goes. Eric Kelber looks like he's going to be the next Bethel pitcher in the 9th inning. And the Pilots are hoping that he'll have a cushion and a lead to work with. 1-2 pitch with 1 down. 8-8 ball game. And here's Luke Adams getting hit by a pitch. Now the bases are jacked.
Hey, 7-1, you can drive. Wait on you.
As that'll bring up Colin Affolter. You got one of your seniors in a marquee RBI position, a 4-year guy with an opportunity to come through big at a key conference game from a confidence standpoint. The Pilots are not going to win the league, but this is certainly going to send a message. If they can come away with a win, they're not going to lay down and die as the season continues on. Here's a pitch to Colin for a strike. Colin, base hit in the 7th inning, came around to score. Run out a sacrifice bunt in the 5th. Here's a pitch missing the mark. Now the count of 1-1. I would not be surprised to see Colin Affolter go with the suicide squeeze here. We've seen Seth do that before. 1-1 pitch, 1 down. 8-8 ball game in the 8th. Cam Nickel, Clinton Strobel, the battery of Goshen College. It's Hardig, Longacre, and Hunter, left, center, and right. McGuire, McCoy, Malson, and Stoffels to infield, third to first. Breaking ball, hit it in the left field, base hit. Pilots take the lead, 9-8. Runner coming around. There'll be a play at the plate. He will be safe. Runner goes over to third. He will be safe. Runner goes to second. Pilots score 2 and lead it 10-8. A huge RBI for Colin Affolter. And then some. 2 RBIs as C.M. Laffey scores, Seth Kermord scores, and the Pilots now with a 10-8 advantage here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As the runners move it forward on the throw to the plate.
Pick another one up, Stick. Maybe 2.
As a huge base hit for Colin Affolter. You love it to see those 4-year guys come through, and that's as big as it's been for Colin Affolter here. And that'll bring up Eric Kelver, and he takes strike 1. So 3 RBI day for Colin Affolter, and 3 hits, including a sacrifice bunt, so it's officially 3 for 4. Here as Cam Nickel delivers. This one hit back to the screen, and now the count at 0-2. On deck, Mike Wathier. It all started with C.M. Laffey's 3-2 count base hit to start the 8th. Cam Nickel from the stretch. Here is the pitch. Oh, and a great save by Clinton Strobel behind the plate. If he doesn't make the catch there, that brings in another run. Now the count at 1-2 here to Kelver. Kelver, officially 0 for 3 on the afternoon, did walk and score a run in the 7th. Here's one back to the screen, kept alive. A good piece of batting right there by Kelver just to get a piece of it because it was going to be a strike. Got a late swing. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here's a pitch outside. Now the count at 2-2.
Big and tasty. Way to stay away.
Kelver with a good eye there on the breaking ball from Cam Nickel. The inning started with a pair of hits by Laffey and Kermode. Here's the ball hit on the nose. Short center field, a run will score. And the second run will be held up, and the Pilots now have a 3-run lead on the RBI base hit by Eric Kelver.
That's the best at-bat I've seen him have in a long time.
As Luke Adams comes around to score. And that'll bring up Mike Wathier. As Cam Nickel is getting lit up like a Christmas tree here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As once again the Pilots have runners at the corners still with 1 down. But don't think this Goshen team's going to lay down and die. Now the teams are tied with 14 hits apiece. As Clinton Strobel's looking into the dugout to head coach Alex Childers, the 6-year head coach. Still trying to sort things out. And now let's see if the Pilots try to coax a double steal opportunity with Kelver at first base. Don't think that's going to happen. Mike Wathier, the big right-hander from Crown Point. He's reached base twice today, once on a walk and once on a hit. Here's a pitch inside. And that one missed the mark. Now they're kind of 1-0. Wathier ground out 5-3 in the second. Line fly out to the second baseman in the seventh. Had a base hit and a walk sandwiched in between those two putouts. Now they're kind of 1-1 here to Mike. Runners hit the corners. Pilots lead by 3 here in the 8th. Oh, a dandy breaking ball. Just missed the mark. Home plate umpire Howard Jackson on the delayed call there. Now they're kind of 2-1. Nickel delivers. Ball popped up and out of play. Now they're kind of 2-2. 2-2 count, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the Pilots 3 times this afternoon have pushed across 3 runs in an inning. Here's the pitch, and that one nearly hit Wathier. Now they're counted 3-2. Pitch count for Cam Nickel now at 29. He started the inning, 29 pitches. Head coach Alex Childers over here trying to root his freshman right-hander on here. Here's a pitch. Wathier hits it deep to left field. Ball's going to be caught by the left fielder. There's going to be a runner will come around to score, and the Pilots lead at 12-8 on the sacrifice fly by Mike Wathier. Pilots at 12-8 leader now. And moving up a base is Kelver as he moves up to second base on the throw to the plate. Now to bring up Mason Love. Mason Love 2 for 4 today with a pair of base hits. He has 2 RBIs on the card today, and he has a run scored. Pilots with their biggest inning of the afternoon here is in the 8th. 4 runs across here in the 8th. Now lead 12-8. Mason Love, the sophomore designated hitter from Monmouth, Illinois. The transfer in from Indiana University South Bend, a breaking ball for a strike. Now to count it 0-2. Jesse Zepeda on deck for Bethel, hoping for an opportunity. Here's the 0-2 with 2 now. Nickel delivers. That ball is hit on the nose, but right at the center fielder. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. What a productive inning for the Bethel College Pilots. In the inning, they score 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. There were no errors and a pair left on base. And at the end of 8 complete innings of play, Bethel 12 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. The Maple Leafs 8 runs on 14 hits and 3 errors. We'll move to the 9th. And let's see if the Pilots can sort it out and bring home a winner with Eric Kelver coming to the plate, or coming to the hill. More things coming your way right after this from Bethel College on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Nothing but top-selling models at Gates of Granger, Michiana's newest, hottest pre-owned sales lot. If you can't tell the difference, why pay the difference? Only you and I know it's used, and I won't tell.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. We move to the top of the 9th inning. Bethel, a 12-8 leader. as Eric Kelver comes in relief for the Pilots. One of the Bethel seniors, the right-hander. Kelver on the year. This will be his 6th pitching performance of the year. He's 2-1 with an ERA of 5.63. 8 innings pitched, giving up 14 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 double, giving up 2 triples. Teams are batting .368 against him. So the defensive changes for the Pilots will look like this, as Wathier will remain as Sean Luzon will move on over to third base. And Luzon right now, ironically, is the pitcher of record. He can pick up a W here today if Kelver can get the job done. And for Sean, whose season has not been the best pitching-wise at 0-3, he'll take the first win of the year, as Kelver will be matched up here against Colby Mawson, Cody McCoy, and Cody McGuire. 5, 6, and 7 in Alex Childers' lineup. And once again, it's Luzon, Laffey, Adams, and Wathier, as that'll be ball 1. That's your infield. Outfield, left, center, and right features Miranda, Affolder, and Zepeda. 0-1. And now the count at 0-2. My apologies. That's what I get for looking at the scoreboard. I hate it when I do that. 0-2 pitch. Kelver. Here's the pitch. Missing the mark. 1-2 now. Kelver on the right-hander. Ball grounded towards Laffey. CM picks it up, and there's a 6-3 putout. And for CM Laffey, that is the most fundamental play that he's made today. He was down exactly where he needed to be, and a solid play there on that one. And that'll bring up Cody McCoy. So 1 up and 1 down for Eric Kelver. Cody McCoy had an RBI base hit in the 4th, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th, and has a pair of, and this pitch misses the mark. Now to kind of 1-0 here to McCoy. McCoy, a .239 hitter. Here's a strike on the outside corner. Now to kind of 1-1. McCoy with 6 RBIs on the season and no homers. Here's one hit on the nose. Zepeda comes on and makes a diving catch, and that'll be 2 down. The Pilots 1 out away from ending their 5-game losing streak here at home and preventing the Maple Leafs their first sweep in the series since 1991. Eric Kelver, and what a come-from-behind effort, to say the least. Came from behind several times during the ballgame. Here's the first pitch to Cody McGuire, 1-0. The sophomore third baseman is 1 for 4 on the afternoon. He takes a strike. Now they're kind of 1-1. A lot of firsts for the Pilots today. Here's a breaking ball. Strike. Now to kind of 1-2. And the Leafs are down to their final strike, the first career home run of the year for Kenny Comlins. The first win of the year potentially for Sean Luzon. And the first win for the Pilots. And there it is. Strike 3. Call. Pilots win. Pilots win in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. The Pilots in their 5-game losing streak. The Pilots now improved to 11-21, 3-13 in the Crossroads League. The Maple Leafs dropped to 6-9 in league play and dropped to 14-19 overall. We'll be back with the totals. Once again, the line score reads as is. Pilots 12 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. The Maple Leafs 8 runs on 14 hits and 3 errors. We'll be back with the details. Luzon, the winner. Today, Nickel, the loser. But we'll come back with the heroes right after this on Regional Radio Sports. Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and a proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org. Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here from Bethel College, Patterson Field. What an exciting ball game here as the teams are down below, circled around home plate. Seth Zartman leading the teams in prayer. Maple Leafs will be in action tomorrow with a twin bill. Pilots will be playing on Friday. Maple Leafs will welcome in Indiana Wesleyan to Goshen College tomorrow. And that'll be an entertaining affair over there at the home field at J. Harold Sarge Yoder Field. As the Pilots will have a day off, and they'll get back to action on Friday with a twin bill scheduled in Fort Wayne against the University of St. Francis. Bethel pitching today, Rasmussen 64 pitches, Beauchamp 36, Keener 26, Luzon 19. Sean Luzon is the winner. He now is 1-3 on the season. Eric Kelber did not get the save, but he did throw 11 pitches and very productive. In the game for the visitors from Elkhart County, Travis Grimm, 97 pitches. Colton Daniel finished the day with 15 pitches, 33 pitches for Cam Nickel. He is the loser in the ball game for the Maple Leafs. And for Nickel, certainly struggled. He drops to 0-2 on the year as the Pilots are able to really take advantage of his skill set in the 8th inning where they are able to score 4 runs on 4 hits. Once again, the final score here today from Bethel College, 8 runs on 14 hits and 3 errors. The Goshen College Maple Leafs will go back and look at this one because they stranded on the day. That'll be the biggest issue here. 3-6-8. 8 men left on base. And to go along with the 3 errors, the Pilots will go back and look at this one and think about a whole bunch of come-from-behind opportunities. They were down multiple times during the game and were able to come away with a big win here today. It was 97, check that. It was 64 pitches for Rasmussen, 36 for Beauchamp, 26 for Keener, 19 pitches for Luzon and Kelber with 8, as it's a group effort by the Bethel pitching staff to come away with a win here today for the Bethel head coach, Seth Zartman. All right, that's going to do it for our broadcast here today. Once again, a special thanks to Andrew Bowen and, of course, my main man over here, Landon Kaufman. Closing this broadcast out, just want to mention some names that have touched my heart this week. Mark Cross, Glenn Dorkinson, Darcy Hagen, Adam Harold, Brody Hines, Logan Hunter, Jackson Joseph, Logan Schatz, Evan Thomas, Stephen Wack, Logan Boulay, Jacob Light, Connor Lucan, Parker Tobin, and sportscaster Tyler Bieber. 29 boys were on a bus in Saskatchewan, Canada earlier this month, Paris this past week. Gone but not forgotten. Our thoughts and prayers are with their families as they continued on. We'll be Humboldt strong the rest of the year here on Regional Radio Sports. For all of us on Regional Radio Sports, this one's for Tyler Bieber. and the Broncos. Pilots win the ball game 12-8. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.